But it's like, yeah, I'm here to drink. And it's like, oh, okay, we're going a little harder tonight. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Ugh. And then you get groped by a guy. It happens. Happened.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Special thanks to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video.
Adam and Eve is your one-stop shop for erotic toys, lubricants, and lingerie.
Adam and Eve has been pleasing customers for decades. They offer 24/7 customer service, 90-day no-hassle returns, and your items come in discreet packaging.
Your secret is safe with us.
Let's hear from some happy customers.
I've tried plugs from other stores before, but the ones from Adam and Eve really fill me up with joy.
I wanted to ride more than just sleighs this holiday season, and now thanks to Adam and Eve, I can.
When it comes to rings, I happen to be an expert, and I have to say the ones from Adam and Eve rule them all.
2021 is Adam and Eve's 50th anniversary.
And they have just the thing to make your holidays happy.
Go to adamandeve.com and use promo code HACK for 50% off one item.
Free shipping in the US and Canada.
Some exclusions apply.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Tony.
Welcome back to the video store.
It's good to be back.
It's great to be back, and we're waiting on Johanna. This adventure was not unexpected. We scheduled this, and she's still not here.
She's late, is what you're telling me.
She's very, very late.
Okay.
Hey guys.
You're late.
I am not late. I have arrived precisely when I meant to.
Which was late.
No.
All right, sit down. And I see you are dressed up as a character. You're stealing a character meant for a man.
Meant for a man.
Which I'm gonna get into in this movie. Of course, we're talking about Lord of the Rings. Those fellows knocking about with the ring.
The Fellowship.
The Fellowship of the Ring. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about
This
that.
is already coming off. I can't do it. I was gonna try as long as possible. It's not working.
And of course, this is talking about tapes, and I have the tape.
Oh.
And it's somewhere else right now. But don't worry, we have the Blu-ray, we have the DVDs here, and throughout this episode...
Well, these are the extended ones, right?
The extended DVDs and the extended Blu-rays.
Oh, fancy.
Throughout this episode, you will see VHS footage, but since we're talking about the extended cut, it will cut to DVD footage.
Oh, fancy.
So Jessica, when you're editing, and you haven't seen Lord of the Rings in a while, if we're talking about something that's not in the VHS cut, go to the DVD footage. It's probably there. But yes, Fellowship of the Ring. Johanna, do you like Lord of the Rings?
No.
As you drink your Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring glass from Burger King?
No, not at all.
And hold your books?
Can you tell which ones I read the most?
Looks like the Two Towers. Hey, you don't read Fellowship of the Ring a lot, do you?
I was very biased.
The
I saw them. Yeah, well, yeah, it's The Hobbit and Two Towers.
Yeah.
I didn't get into this until obviously after the movie.
Oh.
Which was the opposite for Game of Thrones with me. I read the first book for Game of Thrones first, and then they made the show.
Oh.
But also with Harry Potter, I didn't read the books for Harry Potter. I saw the movies first, and then I read all the books.
I never want to talk about Harry Potter again.
Well, we're gonna.
I hope I never talk about
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
No! Fuck you! Now, Joe, are you familiar with Lord of the Rings? Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings? Oh, you never heard of it?
No.
Oh, okay. So your wedding
It's like one of the greatest fantasy epics of all time. I've never heard of it.
So your theme for your wedding was just a coincidence.
Yeah. It was?
Hold on, can I just tell you?
Go ahead.
So we went to Joe's wedding. It's a beautiful wedding. I'll post the pictures I took there.
Thank you.
Look at those pictures. They're so beautiful. I just took selfies of me with them in the back. It's just, I don't know, like the ones I took with you, it's just they're selfies. You're just all the way in the background. Anyway, so we get to the wedding, Joe's wedding. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And we see like the sign that Bilbo has for accept party business.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Really cute.
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh wow, it's all in the Lord of the Rings font. And then you spoke Elvish in your vows.
I did. Well, it's a black speech.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
The difference.
And then like a few weeks later, because I was trying to put people in this, I was like, as a joke.
Did you say the One Ring thing?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say, did you say the One Ring thing while putting the ring on her finger?
No, but our good friend Sean, who officiated the wedding, one does not simply walk into marriage. Right? He did say that.
Yes. So I text Joe. I'm like, hey, do you know? Just to be a dick, I'm like, hey, do you know anything about Lord of the Rings? And he's like, yeah, a little bit. I was expecting you to be like, you asshole, you were at my wedding. So
I can never tell with you, you know?
So you like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I love Lord of the Rings.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you like read all the books first?
No, I saw the movies first and then read the books. I mean, I've heard of the books, but I never sat down to read them until after the movies came out.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was like a big book series when it was coming out. Like, I think maybe I heard of The Hobbit, but I never drew like the connection. I remember like Access, son of a bitch.
You are recording?
I am recording, just not your microphone.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe that evil wizard did a spell on your microphone. I can't believe it. Wow.
It was me.
You did it?
Me all along. I wanted to be in this episode by myself.
I knew it.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just taking things from men.
Wow. Okay.
You know what? Just have it. It's all you.
Well, we fixed it. We lifted the spell of the bad microphone. Welcome back, Joe. What the hell were we talking about? Okay. Yes, I heard about this on like Access Hollywood or something. They announced, they're like, hey, there's a new trilogy in the works, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I was just like, whoa, they're getting kind of ahead of themselves. What's this new Lord of the Rings thing?
Never heard of it.
Who's this Tolkien guy? He must be a young up-and-comer. Because I didn't know.
Oh, man.
But then my dad had a friend who used to like take us to movies that my parents just didn't feel like going to. And he took me to this. And I remember being in the theater being like, this is a lot to take in. And I'm like, but I liked it. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty good movie. There's a lot. I probably need to rewatch it. I think I might have missed a few things. And then I got it on regular DVD. And then for Christmas, I got the extended DVDs with the statues and everything. And I'm like, all right, well, let me watch these. And
The statues, Tony.
I didn't feel like wrapping them up. And
Terrible.
you know what sucks?
Bad fan.
I'm pretty sure it was my aunt. But I have the statues that like are like this.
The
and like
kings.
the day I took them out.
What is it? The Argonath, I think is they're called.
Yeah.
I think so.
Something like that.
The day I took him out, someone broke the hand off of it, and it was near the chair where my aunt was sitting.
Did you glue it back together?
No, I couldn't find the hand.
Aunt whatever.
Oh.
Was she a Sackville Baggins, you think?
Yeah, she was a Sackville.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it in theaters, and I'm like, cool. And then when I watched it on video, I'm like, I kind of love this. This is awesome.
My friends hated this movie when it came out.
Really?
Yeah, and they would make fun of me for watching it. And I brought them all over. I got the DVD, and we all sat down to watch it. They all fucking fell asleep. And that was it. And now they love it, but they used to make fun of me for it.
My friends and I, we remade Fellowship of the Ring.
Did you really?
Yeah, we like a homemade Swedish style. God, I wish I could find the footage. It's probably lost to time.
That's a shame.
Things that should not have been forgotten were forgot. But I remember like we all played the different characters. The wizards had a dance off when they found out that the one wizard was evil. We did like a dance off,
Oh my God.
then one of the characters I played was Gollum, so it was me with a Crypt Keeper mask.
Oh my God.
And the one joke I remember is just like, because we're like narrating, and we're like, then a great evil came. My friend came out in the black robe, and he's like, did someone ask for a great evil? Like, we were just real assholes.
That sounds pretty funny. I mean, I guess, especially for a couple kids in high school.
Yeah, we got super into it. I remember the trailers were really cool, too. Like, the trailers kind of sold me on it. I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I will see it.
It's Peter Jackson, right?
Yes, and it is now. I didn't know who Peter Jackson was at the time.
I was way into like Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles and Brain Dead and all that.
I did not watch it. The only Peter Jackson movie I had seen at that point was The Frighteners.
And that was the big one.
Yes.
That everybody kind of, most people got their introduction to him through.
Yes. Yeah. And I guess you saw this in theaters too?
Yeah.
What did you think when you saw it?
I saw it at the Neshaminy one, actually.
Oh, what did you think?
Oh, I was obsessed. So I remember specifically the one big like controversy with this movie. A lot of people were mad at how it ended.
Yeah, people didn't realize that it was
continuing.
Well, if they didn't know, if you go into this not knowing it's part of a trilogy, I could see that being a little irritating.
Wasn't it all shot at once, though?
Yes.
They were all shot back to back. So I feel like in the press release, they would be like, yeah, this is part one of the 3 movies that are coming out.
Yeah, but if you missed, I think there was a trailer that gave you all the dates.
Okay.
But if you just saw the basic trailer, didn't know what it was, you're not like a movie guy. You're like, oh, let me see this movie.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I could see you being like, the fuck was that ending?
The common folk? Is that what you mean?
The common folk.
That walk into it like a matinee.
Yeah.
Just like they wandered in from off the street and they're like, yeah, what is this Lord of the Rings shit?
They're just like, I thought they were going to take care of that ring.
They never went to Mordor. What are you talking about?
It's kind of weird. It was so long. I thought they'd get there at some point.
Oh my God.
But yeah, 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
My cup says December 2001.
Yes.
On the thingy. I don't want to spill my water.
My Dorian Gray painting lit on fire when I found out that it was 20 years ago. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, oh wow. Man,
I brought that up to you like a few months ago. I was like, yo, we should do Lord of the Rings. It's going to be the 20th anniversary. And you were like, the what?
I was 14 when this came out. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how well everything holds up, too.
There's some wonky green screen, but anytime I criticize an effect in this movie, I just want to make it clear, because I don't hate everything. People think I hate everything because I made fun of a terrible Ghostbusters movie. Shut up, 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 shut up.
I don't want to talk about it.
Because I made fun of a terrible Ghostbusters. People think I hate everything. The only time I'm going to criticize an effect in here, it's only because so many of the effects are so good.
Oh yeah, Weta baby.
That when there is like a wonky green screen, it sticks out so much. It's not like the prequels where you're like, well, everything looks like shit.
Well.
So it's like, oh no, wow, that looks terrible. It's like, well, the rest of the movie looked terrible. But this one's like, the movie looks so good. And then when they're in the mines running and they're clearly digital models, like you're like, okay, not that so much.
Oh, okay.
I hate, like, for all these great special effects in this, I hate when they do some of the slow-mo. Not all the slow-mo, but some of it looks like dog shit.
You know what's funny?
And I hate that so much.
Our good friend Dick Masterson, he rebooted his Biggest Problem in the Universe show. He brought in bad slow-mo in movies. Because it's the one where you don't actually shoot it in slow motion. You do it afterwards and it's choppy.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I'm listening to that episode, I'm just like, oh my God, Peter Jackson does that all the fucking time. No wonder he went high frame rate with the other one.
But it's a stylistic choice that he makes every time because there's really great slow-mo scenes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fuck it, let's just make that one slow-mo too.
I honestly think that's why he went high frame rate with the other ones, because he's like, I'm tired of going slow-mo after the fact. Let me just shoot everything at a high frame rate.
Yo, that was supposed to be the new thing, remember? Looked like trash.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, it was weird. They like stopped advertising it by the third one. They were like, yeah, it's in theaters.
I only saw the first one in that high frame rate, the Hobbit movies.
Oh, yeah, and I saw the first two.
I think I also saw the first one in the high frame rate.
Speaking of Hobbit.
It's like a video game.
Speaking of Hobbit, it's interesting this movie just skips over the Hobbit.
We talk about it a lot.
Yes, and I thought maybe that was for the people who never read the books, but having listened to the audiobook, they really recap the Hobbit, and they fix a continuity error. I like Tolkien fixed his own, like he changed his mind. He's like, wait a minute, I want Bilbo to find the ring a different way. So he makes it up. He's like, Bilbo told the story another way, which was not the correct way. Yes. This is how it really happened.
Except when Gandalf tortured Smeagol and found out how he got it.
So I like that. Yeah, I guess we'll get into this.
I just want to say, go ahead.
Sorry, one other thing. It reminded me about the point I was trying to make about skipping the Hobbit. It reminds me of Silence of the Lambs, how they skip over Red Dragon.
Yeah.
But this would be like if Silence of the Lambs kept talking about Red Dragon, and you're just like, cool, I wasn't there. What happened? Ed Norton? Okay. Anyway.
I don't know if people thought this was going to be as big as it turned out to be. I mean, it is. I mean, the only other adaptation is what Ralph Bakshi's animated versions.
Ones, yeah.
So, like, to pull this off was a huge feat. But like, I don't know if I lost my thought. Never mind. Shit, my bad.
That wizard.
Saruman
broke his mic.
Yeah.
It wasn't me this time.
Oh wow.
She's whispering shit off that fucking thing, man. Like when I'm not looking, she's going. Fucking mind went blank.
Yes, like I said, I did read the book recently, and now I know a lot about
You
it.
didn't read nothing.
Audiobook Counts by Andy Serkis.
Oh, that's
By Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
By.
Narrated by Andy Serkis.
I didn't know if they wanted to take the chance with The Hobbit, right? So they were just like,
Yeah.
all right, let's just tell Lord of the Rings and see what happens.
I mean, Hobbit's a safer bet. You could do that in one movie and knock it out. And if it does bad, the story's done. But yeah, then instead they decided to go Lord of the Rings. I appreciate them just being in it to win it. They're like, we're going to go for it.
What do you think is better, the 3 Hobbit films or the 3 new Star Wars films?
The problem there is, in both series, the third film is barely a film.
This is true.
I'm going to go with Hobbit. But
too.
like, I'm not rewatching either anytime
I
soon.
would say that. I would also say The Hobbit, mainly because at least they did The Hobbit in the Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
Right.
The rest of the shit was just like whatever. It wasn't just, oh look, here's A New Hope again with some new characters.
well.
Yeah.
And then thanks for the porgs though.
Yeah, the first
They had
two
a plan, kind of.
My problem with the first 2 Hobbit movies, I like them. It's just like, these are too long because they're trying to stretch it out.
Sure.
But the third movie, they clearly did not have enough material for, and the ways they stretched it out were just garbage.
Why couldn't it have just been 2?
I think
They
2
would've
would have been
just-
comfortable.
Like, it would have
yeah.
been fine, and then they could have put the
Because
other
they want to
bullshit
sell a
in.
6 Blu-ray set.
Well, I mean, I do like the stuff that they put in between the Hobbit story, like in the Hobbits.
There were a few things.
Like how Sauron comes back and stuff.
I don't think the stuff like that I didn't mind. It's just like Legolas. It's like I would have been fine with just a cameo. I already have 3 movies of him shooting arrows. I don't need.
Why did Lady Elf fall in love
Yeah.
with hot dwarf?
Well-
who's not supposed to be hot.
The only hot
Like-
dwarf ever.
Let me tell you something. This goes way back to the first movie. Peter Jackson put his feminist propaganda into this. So, I was very upset reading the book. Because as you know, men are under attack all the time, Joe.
All the time, you
As
know?
they should be.
Whoa.
I agree.
You're very problematic. You used to have a poster in your room that said all men must die, and I felt very threatened.
Oh, I still have it. My fiance sleeps in the bed with me while that hangs. So.
I can't believe Game of Thrones and HBO could just get away with making just. Hey, we're selling a poster to say all men must die. I'm like, oh wow, that's
But
a little threatened, HBO.
It's not supposed to be men.
Okay.
It's supposed to be everybody.
So speaking of this,
Man in general.
Yeah.
yes. Speaking of the
But he's going to
feminist,
make it about himself because.
so the movie opens up with the history of the ring, which in the book we don't find out about really until the council. We find out about the book doesn't open with all this.
Yeah.
shit.
No.
So, but I understand putting it in the front for like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learn about like the rings, who got the rings, and it's being narrated by Galadriel, a woman who wasn't even there for a lot of the shit.
Wasn't it supposed to be Frodo talking about stuff in the beginning anyway?
They recorded it with Frodo and then Gandalf, and then they went with Galadriel for some reason.
Because it's Kate Blanchett, dude, and she
Yeah.
could read me bedtime stories every night for the rest of my life. I would hope.
I'm just saying, as soon as she talks, I'm just like, I don't believe you. So
She's only like one of the most powerful beings in Middle Earth.
First thing.
So we find out that a bunch of people got rings.
3 to the elves, 7 to the dwarves, and 9 to men.
Yes.
Those greedy sons of
Doomed
bitches.
to die.
See,
Yeah.
men
They're a bunch of assholes.
What do the rings
messed
do?
everything up.
What do the rings do?
Yeah.
They govern their
They have magic?
respect. Well, yeah.
Because there are magic, but like, what does the dwarves' magic rings do? What does the elves' magic rings do?
I think it helps them govern their respective races or whatever.
I think
But they were all deceived.
Well-
For there was another ring.
Why don't you put these rings on? There you go.
Yeah. Given to them by... So Sauron gave them all the rings?
They were forged by themselves, but then Sauron was like, yeah, I'm going to make one to rule them all. I don't know exactly how he did that either.
I know the Shadows of Mordor games go into Sauron's origins where he took the form of an elf. I don't know if that's in one of the expanded stuff.
I couldn't tell you.
The Silmarillion or something.
The Silmarillion.
I think he's supposed to be hot in that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy. Again, I've only read the first 2 books. Well, Hobbit and this. I will read all of them and I will get back to you. But my understanding based off the game and what I've read is either he was an elf or he took the form of an elf to manipulate people in Middle Earth.
Well, he was a forge master under Morgoth, and he was the second in command or whatever during the Second Age.
Okay.
But Sauron is a Myra or Mayra. It's like the race of beings that are like demigods almost. Gandalf is one of them too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the wizard. Yeah.
But so are the Balrogs.
Okay.
And Sauron is like a Balrog, like a fire spirit kind of.
Okay.
Forge master, fire spirit, evil guy.
Well, he looks awesome.
Oh. Let me tell you something. He looks so fucking cool, and the Wraiths are like some of my favorite like bad guys on film like, ever.
Yeah,
You know how they make the sounds of the wraiths?
No, the
Yeah, apparently they take just 2 plastic cups together and just smush them together.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's incredible.
Isn't that crazy? Like that iconic thing and it's just
Yeah.
plastic cups.
Well, like what is Godzilla, like a rubber glove on a bass guitar or
Something
something
like that,
Yeah.
So Sauron made the ring in Mount Doom, and they only call it Mount Doom. It has a name, but they were like, fuck it, just Mount Doom.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot
we're just
what
gonna
it
call
was.
it Mount Doom. It has this really long name or whatever. Not as long as that Icelandic volcano from a few years ago. Jessica, put up the name of the Icelandic volcano that blew up. But they keep saying like his ring is awesome and it's so powerful and it could do anything. And he shows up on the battlefield. For some reason, he's putting himself on the battlefield. I feel like.
Dude, he's really
You know
full of
what?
himself.
You
He's
know
got
what?
a mace
You know
and
what?
shit smacking.
You know what?
I was
They
gonna
made-
say, just when he showed up, everybody was like, "Fuck!"
Oh,
and then like
he just
we're talking
drops-
waves of
Yeah.
people being knocked
You know
out.
what?
I would
They
walk
drops
up
out
to
his
him and be
huge
like,
dick,
"All
and he's
right."
like, "All right, motherfuckers,
To be fair, they were like,
Elfin Man will fall today."
the Elfin Men did make it into Mordor, so he's probably like, oh shit, they're on my front lawn. Hold on. Oh god, I gotta get the helmet on. Oh god.
Put his boots on, hopping on one foot.
Go
Oh
over
yeah.
the chainmail. Over the chainmail.
I know that it forms itself, but like I don't know. Put it underneath, man.
So the ring is so powerful, and it can make you immortal and invincible, and you'll be unstoppable unless someone just cuts your finger off.
There's something with that blade.
Yeah, the blade's like it's either cursed or blessed or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
it
something
is.
like that. Isildur's
The blade is also magic.
Yeah.
It's a magic world. Tony!
I thought it became magic after it killed Sauron.
Look, by the way, there is history for every fucking rock and pebble in Middle Earth, so
Dude, by the
there's
way,
no way we're gonna fit it all in this review.
listening to the audiobook, I'm like, I kind of love this.
Oh,
It's so
dude,
boring, and I love it.
It is the most coziest thing in the world. I wish that I lived in Hobbiton.
Yes, we're going to New Zealand. Let's all go.
Oh, I was supposed to go there for my honeymoon, but we with everything
That's
going
literally
on.
the only reason I would go.
Oh yeah, we want to go like to the Green Dragon
Like
and
I know,
everything.
what was it, Rohan or whatever is like the big. What was the main area in the beginning of the second movie?
Rohan.
Yeah, what was that area called?
Helm's
though?
Deep.
No, it was the other one that they were leaving to go to Helm's Deep.
I forget the name
called.
of the city. I
Okay.
just know it's in Rohan.
Basically, like I know that's knocked down and not there anymore, but if I saw that rock, I'd be like, I know exactly what was filmed
be
on that
amazing.
rock.
But yeah, I thought the Ring of Power would be a little bit stronger. They should have said, by the way, the sword was magic. It's like, okay, well, who made that magic sword? I feel like,
they do, and they explain it, but just not here or in the movie.
or in the movie. Yes.
I mean, you know that the elves obviously keep it because they're like, this is the sword that fucking cut the hand off of Sauron. We got to keep it, and it's for
And I
the
like
new
that
king.
Sauron, just like as he's blowing up, he's like, yeah. He's like, oh fuck, they cut off my finger. I didn't think about that.
Because he's half corporeal, and he's like doesn't give a shit because he'll just come back anyway.
Does it need to go on your finger?
No, I don't know.
I'm just
Puts
saying.
it on his dick.
Thank you for saying it. So
I have the one cock ring of power.
I'm just saying. You put that ring on your cock. You got the metal.
Oh my God.
You got the metal groin guard.
Well, again, no. What I said earlier. Why did he put it over the chainmail?
He's a drip god. He wants to
My
flex.
God.
Oh, dude, he's
He
a
was-
flexer for sure.
This is an older phrase. He was peacocking. He wanted to look
Yeah.
really
Okay, so
cool.
probably he would do a King Henry VIII too, whatever, and have his little like cod piece showing what it was with the ring.
But
around it.
what I'm saying, if he had the ring on his dick and had the metal codpiece over it, what's What's that
Isildur.
guy?
Yeah.
What's that guy gonna in the Matrix episode? I said Hugo Weaving's name, but I called him Elrod and then Elron, and I forgot it was Elrond.
L. Ron Hubbard, yeah.
Yeah, Elrond Hubbard.
And I mentioned to you, why does Hugo Weaving play characters that hate humans?
He does.
Like every single one.
Red
Megatron,
Skull.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
like Elrond.
Yeah, so Sauron is defeated.
Now that's the second age.
Yes.
The end of the second age.
Yes. Who's keeping track of these ages? what's outside of Middle Earth. They keep mentioning it. They're like, oh, yeah, this place. It's
Yeah,
like,
well,
what?
it's beyond the ocean or whatever is the rest
Why
of
is
the
everyone
world.
hanging out in Middle Earth? Like,
I don't know. It's pretty fucking rad, dude.
like the elves are just like, fuck this, we're leaving. It's like, why don't you just always...
Yeah, they don't point out that Middle Earth's kind of like falling apart.
Yeah.
No. They're like, we're going to go to the Undying Lands. I'm like, why aren't you just always there? What the fuck are you guys doing?
Because they're cheeky bastards. They're like, let's go fuck with man and the other
I like how they're
lesser
just running
beings.
away. It's like, you really think Sauron's just going to be like, I'm content with this? Like, you idiots.
They're all descended from like one of the godlike beings.
Yeah. But yeah, he disappears.
Lothlórien or whatever her name is.
Isildur.
Isildur.
Guy. He grabs the ring. And then we find
swinks.
We find
To go around his cock.
Yes.
Go around his cock.
Look, it fits now.
And then he's like looking around. He's like, no, it's broken. It's like it should be even bigger. I think. Like, yeah.
It's totally not evil anymore either. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, the evil ring, not evil. I'm gonna keep it. It's like I thought. Isn't that like a problem? Or I thought we were here to. Yeah, it's cool. So we find out he kept it. He gets attacked by orcs or people,
Orcs, goblins,
something.
whatever you want to call them.
He puts it on. It makes him invisible. Yeah. Now I read the book. I'm not sure how the invisibility plays into it.
Okay, so just to answer one question,
Yeah.
Sauron doesn't become invisible because he's only half corporeal. He's a spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
And also he wields he is
Sure.
the lord of that ring, so
Yeah.
he could do whatever
He
he
can,
wants.
he can do whatever the hell he wants with it.
Yeah.
He's like the Thanos.
But it makes
you know.
other people invisible. But it also gets him into this realm where he can like see them.
Right. He's also immortal. So when a mortal puts on the ring, they kind of get transported into like the spirit realm,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them invisible. Why exactly it makes them invisible? Not entirely sure, but that's the reason.
That was a weird.
Pretty much like the step one of like
Yeah.
the powers it can give you,
Sure.
technically.
I just like so was he like putting on the ring of power and like going to different councils being like, ooh, okay.
Somebody was.
And then go back and be like, hey, orcs. Speaking of which, as far as I could tell, Sauron just like wanted to make sure the orcs could live somewhere that wasn't a volcano, and the rest of Middle Earth was like, fuck that.
Dude, his whole idea was to turn the rest of the world into a fucking volcano.
Yeah, but it wasn't just, well, no, it's just like, he probably went there. He's like, yo, you guys are living next to a volcano? There's all this grass over here you should be hanging out. And they're like, oh, they don't like this. And he's like, I'm gonna fix this for you. I think it's a hero of the people, to be honest.
It is kind of fucked.
It's like, wait a minute. At no point do the elves or the men go be like, hey, orcs, like, maybe we can work something out. They're just like, we got to kill all of you. And it's like, okay.
They also eat men, too, so it's one of those things.
Man flesh.
Yeah.
I think Sauron's a hero of the people. Or at least to orcs.
The Goblin King? Yeah. Look at all these ugly fucks. I speak for the people.
The ring betrays that guy.
Isildur.
Isildur. You say Isildur, you say Isildur. I'm trying to say it how they do it in the movie,
Isildur.
where they're like Isildur.
Isildur.
Blah.
It's Isuldor?
Sure.
Isildur?
But he dies, and the ring gets picked up by something.
Gasp.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
One of the river folk.
The creature Gollum.
Not quite different than a hobbit, some say.
Well, no, okay, so there's a there's an issue here. I think So she says was caught by the creature Gollum, but then the ring betrayed Gollum because it heard that the Dark Lord might be back. Because the ring's like sentient, by the way.
Yeah. It actually changes its size to slip off Isildur's finger.
Yes.
And all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
So it has a will of its own.
It does that a couple times
Yeah.
where it's just like, I didn't want that person.
Ah, shit.
His dick's
But then,
too
so
small.
this is why Galadriel shouldn't have read this part, because she messes up. But she's like, yes, it sat with him for 500 years, and then something happened the ring could not expect. It got picked up by a hobbit. And it's like, well, Smeagol was a hobbit, so the ring should have expected it, so she's just wrong. Gandalf wouldn't have gotten that wrong.
I don't think people knew that Gollum was a hobbit before.
But he's not really a hobbit.
Gandalf did, which is why he should have read this. Gandalf should have stepped into the recording booth. He's like, you're screwing it up.
Gandalf also should have been like, oh shit, this ring's been sitting here this whole entire time? Fuck. I fucked up.
It also loves that, like, Smeagol's just an asshole. So it's like hanging out with him, like, yeah, let's go rob from people and like tell secrets and shit. And then Smeagol goes underneath the mountain and it can't get out because nobody's in there.
Yes, until Bilbo shows up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then our story finally kind of starts. Bilbo is writing The Hobbit.
Concerning hobbits.
Yes.
Also the music that's playing at the same time.
Also the procession to my wedding.
Yes. And I was definitely there for the procession part. I was the earliest at Joe's wedding.
You're a bad friend.
No, I got there early, and I was just like, because I'm so famous. Johanna, one day you'll be there.
I was so lucky to have Tony at the wedding.
There's a DVD that I'm pretty sure just sold for $310 that I signed.
Oh my goodness!
Johanna,
Hold on. I need to check. We need to pause this for right now.
For those of you who don't know, we did a Ghostbusters all-female review, and we had all the women on the show and the crew sign a DVD, and I put it on eBay as a joke, and it sold for
sold $310.
Sold for $310.
That's now on my Twitter bio.
Listen,
I once signed a DVD that
now
was $310.
That's the most sales that movie's seen in like how many years?
Yeah, they're probably like, wait, why did this sell like this?
Johanna, I think it's messed up that you think that's attributed to you. I think you're robbing Mint Salad.
With the titties? Oh, yeah, it's definitely because of the
Mint
titties.
Salad is the reason that's sold, and you guys are all just grasping to her coattails.
She actually messaged me on Twitter the other day. Her followers, I think she's like 100 or so less than me right now. She's like, I'm coming for you. And I'm like, shit!
What was when we did the Castle episode? Because Riley's still not 1,000 followers, and he was so jealous. And we're like, yeah, we all have 1,000 followers. Riley, what do you have? He's like, I don't have a Twitter. I'm like, yes, you do. Anyway. So Bilbo.
Nobody follows me, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So Bilbo is writing The Hobbit, and he's just like, man, I got like one good story. And then Frodo's like, you can split it into 3. And he's like, well, slow down. I think one's enough. But yeah, as far as I can tell, they're just a bunch of simple-minded hippies.
I guess. I mean, they're the embodiment of Tolkien, which I really love. Like,
was he a simple-minded hippie?
No, man. he just liked to read his books, sit in peace, sit by the fire,
Like
make
a
really
nice
good
little,
fucking
like, pub?
food. Yeah,
Like
drink
those,
ale,
like,
wine.
nerdy, taverns.
Sign me up, yeah.
How do hobbits even exist in this universe? I feel like it'd be so easy to take over. Hey, there's a lot of farmland. Who's there? The hobbits. Oh, we're going there.
I love how just people ignore them. They're just like, hey, fucking hobbits, whatever. What is that? You know?
I would roll up and be like, yo, can I live with you? Like,
exactly.
Put
And
me
by the way,
everywhere.
I love that in the book when they're just talking about like all the different types of hobbits. The movie speeds it up to get the point across. But yeah, there's like, they're hobbits that do go out into the world, just not that far.
Some even go in boats and swim and stuff.
Yeah.
Ride ponies.
I mean, they like to stick to the Shire.
Yeah.
But they're like, occasionally, I think because they make that food, they sell it.
So it's brandy bucks, man.
Yes.
And those tooks.
Yes, they make it to Brie once in a while. But
All
no,
the
they
weed. Oh, they also smoke a lot of weed.
Sure do. Yeah, they're chilling.
Teaching bad lessons to the children.
Dude, I want to learn that lesson from them. Dude, they have it all. I would love that coat. And like even like a nice little hobbit hole, they sell those. I want one.
Yeah,
However,
wish.
I mean, speaking of weed, which is very addictive and you should never do it. It's bad for you.
Hit that old Toby.
This is a family show.
Yeah, where?
A family of
Cut
fools.
back to us talking about cock rings.
Oh, by the way, back to that. It should have found a cave troll, right? The ring? If it really wanted a big hog to fucking latch onto.
What if the dragon found it?
Oh,
it got
Smaug?
big enough to be on the dragon?
That's why he wanted Bilbo, because he wanted that fucking ring. He's like, that's
right.
the biggest cock ring I'll ever have.
What would the ring have done to that dragon? The ring's just like, you should fly to Mordor. I should. I think I will. Yeah, you should totally do it, buddy. Go to Mordor.
Let's go Benedict Cumberbuns.
Yes.
There's a giant eye. Go look at it.
Speaking of
Just look at it.
speaking
look
of
at it.
drugs, Bilbo is a ring junkie. He's addicted to ring. He's like, I need my ring. Oh my god. Yeah, it's weird. I guess like hobbits are just so simple-minded, like they're just hard to corrupt, really.
Not simple-minded. They're just simple people.
Well, why
in
was-
terms of like
Why was Gollum so easy to corrupt? But
I think Gollum was just an asshole in general,
oh,
or Smeagol rather.
He was cast out.
He was cast out because he kills Deagle.
Oh yeah, the ring
and hides the body, and he's like, I don't Deagle who? It's my birthday.
I'm sorry. We're skipping ahead in the movie. I assume you've seen the movies.
Sorry.
This.
It's been 20 years.
Also, they tell you right in the beginning of the book, like, yeah, this is fucking Smeagol, this whole thing with this ring, and he was living under a mountain, and Frodo's like,
Yeah.
And they don't tell you until like
the movie changes the sequence of some stuff. Yeah, so he's addicted to the ring, but it hasn't like fully corrupted him because I guess he's just happy.
It takes a long time. He got it when he was 50. He's 111 now. So,
but yeah, so he finds the ring and he's at ease. Gandalf comes to town because it is Bilbo's birthday.
Yes.
Frodo meets up with him, and like the fucking force perspective is so good.
Man,
because he's like 3 feet behind him, and like the carriage is broken up, but the angle that you see it in, it's like they're right there.
It's super impressive.
This is like a golden age of special effects. Like every effect was being used.
Yep.
Everything's CGI.
Yeah. Which are the weakest parts of this movie, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think that's why that third Hobbit movie takes a shit so bad because it's just like bleh.
When because they went over production, so Billy Connolly was supposed to be a dwarf.
Yeah.
But then he had a scheduling thing, so like, we'll just CGI you. And it's like, why is there a CGI dwarf? That's weird. Anyway, Frodo brings up the dragon, and that gets us hyped up to see the Hobbit trilogy.
Huh.
Do you think when when Bilbo tells the story of Smaug, he's like, and then he broke out of the cave. I'll tell you the rest later. And then he just leaves. It's like, wait, what? What the fuck? Wait, can you go back? I want to know how that ends.
And then we dumped a bunch of gold on him.
And then the next day, Bilbo comes back. He's like, so the dragon died anyway. It's like, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. I don't understand.
Not even Bard with the arrows. I don't know. He died. I wasn't there. I was knocked out or something. Oh, wait, that was a little later in the movie.
Disappointing part. Like, wow, they killed him before the opening scene? Like, that's a weird... Oh, whatever. Bilbo and Gandalf, they catch up. Bilbo hates the Saxville Bagginses.
They're sniveling, greedy fucks.
They're really greedy.
The SBs, man.
Yes. They're mad. They're mad that Bilbo has lived so long. Because they want him. He's like, they'll never forgive me for living
They
so long.
are so, like, non-discreet about it. They're just like, you're fucking old. We want to cut
It was bag end.
Yeah, bag end. We know you got that troll gold in there.
Yeah, they're aware that Bilbo has money, and they want that money. That reminds me, I've heard the story a million years ago. I don't even know if it's true, but, like, some landlord was waiting for this tenant to die so they could sell out their unit, but they couldn't. So they were just like, I'm just going to wait for this old lady to die. And then she lived to like 100 and something, and she outlived the landlord. Or something. I remember hearing that story. Let me know if that's true. Maybe someone lied to me.
That's amazing if that's true.
But that's reminding me of this. They're like, he'll be dead any day now.
That sounds like a Tales from the Dark Side episode.
This is son of a bitch. He's still alive. Bilbo is going to leave.
Yeah.
And Gandalf is aware of this.
Not yes and no, though.
No, because he's like, oh, so you intend to go through with it.
Yeah, but like in the book, I don't want to get too in the booky thing, but like,
go into the book thing. I like talking about the book.
There's like 6 months or some shit where
the movie
they're planning it.
Up there's a big time jump in the book.
Yeah. Well, not for the quest part, but just for the birthday part.
Yeah.
Frodo knows everything that's going to happen. Gandalf knows everything that's going to happen. And Gandalf is like surprised in the movie. He's like, holy shit, he put on the fucking ring and disappeared?
I don't think Gandalf knew about that part. I think he knew that Bilbo was going to leave.
No, he did, because in the book he does a flash so people don't suspect him.
Oh, yeah, in the book. But I'm saying movie version, I think Gandalf knows what's happening.
Sure.
How he knows, I don't know. Maybe Bilbo called him.
Yeah.
But he knows it's going to happen. But I don't think he knows about the ring. And I think in the Hobbit movies, he never knows if he finds the ring, right?
He has suspicions about it.
Suspicions, yeah.
But he needs to confirm. He needs to go consult the fucking library and read all about Isildur.
We're getting to that. Frodo tries to get Sam laid. He's a good wingman. He's like, hey, man, Rosie's dancing.
And she's a babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hobbit.
I'm into it. I just said I live in the Shire.
Anyway. So, yeah, he's like, hey, Sam, go get laid. So, that way, like, for the next 20 years, people don't call us gay. Go get laid. I'm sure if I do one scene early on forcing you to go dance with that chick, no one will call us gay for 20 years.
She's not supposed to be a thing until like the Return of the King, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't mention her until then.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's like
I know.
Just pages and pages of fan art of Frodo and Sam like hugging each other and in bed together.
They're supposed to be like friends in this, but technically they're like master and slave in the book.
Yeah.
It's a little.
I think that was like a producer being like, "Hey, this might be a little gay. Can you have him like dance with a girl early on? Can you just do that? They're like, can Frodo have a girlfriend? Like, nah, it doesn't fit. Like, all right, can we have the other one dance with the girl early on?
There's no stopping that /fiction.
There's just no stopping it. You can't stop
Also,
it.
bisexual people exist. Hello.
Yes, even
Not in the
bisexual
Shire.
hobbits.
It's forbidden in the Shire.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever
Yo,
you
dude,
say.
They're too lazy.
It's so funny. Like,
They're too high. They don't do anything.
it's so funny reading the book. Because it's like, oh yeah, words meant something different back then. Because everything bad is queer.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, or
God.
strange, yeah.
They're like, there's a lot of queer things happening. I'm like, whoa, Tolkien.
Also, clearly gay things are happening.
Afoot. They're afoot for
He
sure.
uses the F slur a lot. I'm like, whoa. He's like, we're sitting by the fire smoking F slurs. I'm like, they killed a bunch of gay guys?
Oh,
while
dude,
sitting by
he
the
even
fire?
uses the N-word.
Does he really?
Yeah. Nazgul. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's it, Joe. You nailed it.
I was like, I've never seen that in there.
But it was funny because like, I'm listening to the book and they're just like, look at all that queer stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, weird. That's the original word.
Gimli also does mention that dwarf women have beards, so, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we're...
Again, why are there hot dwarves in the fucking Hobbit?
There shouldn't
We
be.
don't see a lot of female members of the different races outside of the elves and men
And hobbits.
and hobbits. Yeah.
Are there female orcs?
Well, they're crossbreeding them. I don't know how they're doing that.
We're gay. It's okay.
Maybe they just look alike.
That's why they want the man flesh.
Oh, yeah. They're a bunch of just leather daddies, right? In Mordor?
So Bilbo does a speech. Actually, we get to meet Merry and Pippin, who I think in the movies are bigger troublemakers than they are in the book,
Big time.
100%.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit of comedic relief. They're messing with Gandalf's fireworks because he loves fireworks. And they shoot off one that looks like a dragon. And everyone thinks it's a real dragon for some reason.
I think
it's made out of fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty scary.
It's
You're
scary.
also a hobbit, and you have to, in the book, it stressed the fact that, like, nobody's seen fireworks for, like, 300 years or something like that since Gandalf was there the last time. Well, maybe not 300 years, but you know what I mean. A very long time.
Yes. And, so they get scared, and then Bilbo goes up. The other two have to, like, wash dishes or something.
That's a good gag.
But Bilbo goes up, and he thanks everyone for coming, and then he insults them.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
And Gandalf's like, cheeky bastard.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Gandalf can't dance. Like, dude, you know you're going to a party. You know you're dancing. Don't wear your robe. He's constantly lifting up his robe like this. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's how he dances.
Dress appropriately to the party. You don't have to wear the robe all the
We've
goddamn
seen you
time.
dance.
He's like one of those kids.
Dress appropriately.
I'm a great fucking dancer.
Where?
No, fuck you. I've never seen you dance once.
Yeah, because I can't dance.
I can.
I was going to say, I didn't see you on the dance floor. Not a once.
I did. I was on the dance floor.
Oh, you were?
And I bet, we're going to watch all of Joe's wedding tape right now. Jessica, play Joe's wedding tape. I guarantee you there's footage of me dancing.
Just him in the corner with like a cup.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see here. Oh, yeah, so he disappears at the end of his speech and runs away. Gandalf is not happy about Bilbo using the ring.
No.
He's like, hey, there's a lot of rings of power. You should be real careful with them. You shouldn't.
They're not to be messed with, Master Hobbit. And he's like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. He's like, it's my ring. Whatever.
It's my precious now.
Yeah, they get into an argument. Bilbo thinks Gandalf's trying to take the ring from him. I'm not trying to rob you.
Well, what's great about that is they don't really talk about it in the movie, but like you can't just have the ring taken from you or else you'll go insane.
Yes.
Because that's the hold that the evil has on you, even for Bilbo too.
Yeah.
And he has to give it up of his own accord.
Yeah, which is very hard to do.
Yeah.
And I think in some ways, like, the ring has to be like, yeah, you can let me go. Let's see what's going on over
I
here.
think so too.
What's going on?
Because the ring's like, what? We're going to Mordor? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Let's see what this.
It's weird the ring like didn't get in his head and be like, go to Mordor. You should go to Mordor.
Well, he does try to go on another adventure, yeah.
Was the ring doing that?
You think?
'Cause later
and he gets
he-
out there and he's like, what am I doing?
Yeah, later he gets to Rivendell and he's like, I don't feel like walking. Like, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah, he stops off and that's just it.
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe the ring wanted him to go there so the presence would be known and yeah.
Could be.
But yeah, Gandalf convinces him to leave it behind for Frodo. and then he almost doesn't, and then he leaves it on the ground, and Gandalf goes to touch it.
It's awesome.
I like the dropping of the ring because they put a magnet underneath
So
the
it
floor,
just
so
goes
it just went bonk.
Yes.
So cool.
But
Much
yeah,
more epic than the book, too.
Gandalf goes to touch it and like flashes real quick.
Yeah.
He sees the eye of Sauron. So he's like, that's probably something.
That's the enemy, but I'm not sure yet. I gotta go make sure that this is the one ring.
Is the enemy a giant eye? I forget.
He could have just put the fucking ring in the fire right there.
He didn't. I don't think he knew about it. That's the thing. So many, like, I don't think he was around for that ring.
He
shit.
knows.
Well, no, he also forget. He's been around for a while. He doesn't remember, or maybe he just never even knew.
His whole excuse is I had to be sure.
Yes.
What's more sure than picking up the ring and sit? You know, he saw the fucking eye of Sauron.
He probably forgets the knowledge of the rings. He's probably like, what? Oh, God, there was a bad ring, wasn't there? What did that one look like?
How many to the dwarves?
Yeah.
What do they do again?
God, I'm a wizard. I smoke too much weed with these hobbits.
Doesn't Saruman say that to him? Like, yo, you smoke too much leaf or whatever with the Hobbit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like, hey, Gandalf, like, you kind of dress like shit. Like, you're making us look bad.
He's living in the woods.
And one of our wizards literally is covered in shit. And you're making us look bad.
Oh, yeah, he does Radagast. He's like, that motherfucker's eating too many mushrooms. Don't listen to him.
Radagast was left out of this movie.
Yeah.
Should have been left out of others. Anyway, really hate that fucking wizard.
He's fine. That fucking Lucky Charms mascot.
Fucking hate that wizard. So yeah, he tells Frodo to keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
And he leaves. And you know what? Rewatching this, every time I rewatch this, I'm like, wow, they show us Minas Tirith really early on in this series.
But you don't know what it is if you haven't read the books.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you see, Return to
Yeah,
the King,
yeah,
you're like,
but
oh, it's that place.
Yeah, it's not until like the third movie you're like, oh yeah, that was the city in the beginning. Because I'm like, where's that big place that he went
That's
to?
where the tomato scene happens and it's disgusting and I hate it and I never want to see it again. But every time I watch it, I'm just like, whoa.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I guess roll the Denethor's scene.
Oh,
When
God,
he's
yeah.
eating with the,
Yeah.
and the tomato. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Grossed out every single time.
We quoted
Sing for me, Master Pippin.
we quoted Denethor in my movie Getting on the Slide. Like he goes to avenge his brother and he tells his brother, he's like, I'll return and make you happy, and he goes like, it depends on the matter of your return. We just like, because we were all big Lord of the Rings fans, like, what if we just threw that line in there? So yeah, in the book, this is 9 years. Yes.
Is it 9 years? Or
It is 9
I thought it was like
years.
closer to like 12 or 15.
I think it's 9 years.
Yeah. Because Frodo's 33, because they both have the same birthday.
Yeah.
Bilbo is 111. And then he gets the ring when he's 33 and then doesn't go on the fucking quest until he's 50, the same age that Bilbo was when he went with the dwarf.
Yeah, because he never really handled the ring. He just put it in the envelope.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it, which I'm sure pissed off the ring. It's like, hey, pick me up! Pick me up!
Put me on your dick.
Lord of the G-Strings. That's a movie.
Oh.
That movie has the best ending.
One G-string to rule them all?
You ever see Lord of the G-Strings?
No.
That's
I've seen the Bear Wench Project.
Same people made it. That guy just died, the guy who's in all those movies.
Oh, which one?
The weird-looking guy. I met that dude. The end of Lord of the G-Strings, they go to Mount Party Pooper. And it's like a horrible CGI mountain. From what I remember, the inside, it's just like a...
Is it a big ass?
No, it's a security guard at a desk. And they're like, we're here to destroy the G-string. He just picks it up and throws it in a small trash can. And that's the end of it. It's a great fucking movie. Yeah, so this is 9 years of the book of him doing like all this research. And the movie like speeds it the fuck up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because that would
It was like a few weeks maybe or days.
Especially when the movie's like trying to like... The movie really plays up the whole ring is like addiction.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So to be like, yeah, and then he was fine for 9 years. It's like, oh.
It does take a slow... the whole thing is that it takes a slower time for hobbits.
Yes. Maybe because not because necessarily they're stronger, but they're like less... They don't desire...
They're high the whole time.
Well, that too, yeah. They just want to be
It's
left the fuck
cloudy in there.
alone.
Yeah.
They don't
desire power,
Right.
so it's harder to manipulate them. Whereas like men, like it loves
Oh,
going
dude,
toward men. It's like, oh, please.
As soon as Boromir sees that, he's like, hey, we're going to use that, right?
Then we find out Gandalf is being tortured by the Nazgul, and he says, Shire Baggins.
Gandalf?
Repeat that.
That's in the super extended cut. Gandalf is next to Gollum. who's being tortured.
He was having a party?
They both say Shire Baggins. And Gandalf's embarrassed when he meets Frodo later. And he's like, yeah, it was totally just Gollum, not me. I wasn't there. Fuck you. Why do you always call me out of my shit?
I love how in the book Gandalf tortures Smeagol with like fire for a while, and he's like, tell me what happened to the ring, and he's like,
oh yeah, Gandalf's the one who kind of did it in this one.
And then he gets picked up and sent to fucking Barad-dûr and gets tortured there too.
Yeah, Gandalf's like a little bit meaner in the book. He's got a mean streak in him in this, but he's meaner in the book.
Then later he's like, oh, Smeagol, I feel bad for him. Shit.
Yeah, because in the book he's just like, I told Smeagol he's an asshole. I feel bad for that guy.
Why didn't you kill him? Pity, Mr. Frodo.
But all that pity stuff comes later. But
that's why Smeagol has existed throughout the entire thing, because people are like, he's kind of a sad, balding man.
But yes, the Nazgul learn about where the ring is, so they take off. Gandalf returns to make sure the ring is secret.
And safe.
Is it safe?
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like so fucking chill in this scene, and I was talking about it earlier with you guys. How it kind of reminds me of the Harry Potter scene in the 4th movie of the Goblet of Fire, and how like Dumbledore runs in like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" When in the book it literally says calmly, like he literally just like just standing across the room. He's just like, "Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?"
It's another adaptation, and maybe the actor wanted to have his own little twist.
Oh, let's see, with the Harry Potter one, the dude never paid attention to any of the Harry Potter stuff, so he was just like, I'm just gonna make it up as I go along. Which he's the worst Dumbledore, by the way.
R.I.P. Richard Harris.
I like the second Dumbledore only because of what you just said. He's like, I don't read the books. I'm like, I relate to that Dumbledore.
No cock ring for you.
Oh no! And then it found Tony.
Sauron has.
And then it was like, no.
And then it was like, pass, and kept rolling away or something.
Like a Chef Boyardee can.
Sauron has returned to Middle Earth. Somehow.
He's a spirit.
Right. This will be explored in the 3 Hobbit films. He comes back as a necromancer and then fiery eyeball.
Yeah.
Sure.
Waiting to get into his final form or whatever, which I believe he needs the ring to do.
So he put his essence into the ring so he could live forever.
Yep.
Sounds just like another series.
Sounds like someone else.
Was stealing stuff.
Yeah.
So like every other piece of media
ever? No, for sure.
So she stole the worst witch, but didn't have the Tim Curry dance scene. And then she stole the whole, like, the ring is basically like a Deathly Hallow or whatever. Hallow.
A Horcrux, Tone.
Aren't those the Deathly Hallows?
No, Deathly Hallows are like, whatever. You don't even care. I'm not going to explain it. But she also took Troll. John Carl Buechler's Troll.
She did.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
That's
Harry
the name
Potter
of the
Jr.
series, for God's sake.
I think we should cancel her for that.
I
And
think
that
so.
alone. Nothing else.
So just cancel her though?
Yes.
Cool, let's do it.
So yeah, Sauron has returned to Middle Earth. He really wants that ring. The Nazgul, who were men who were corrupted by the ring, they only exist to get that ring back to him, I think.
They're so cool.
They are
the Dark
awesome.
Riders, the Black Riders, the Nine, the Ringwraiths,
Yes.
the Nazgul.
Yes,
Everything
I'm-
has like 10 names, dude.
They really do.
Who are you talking about? Oh, that guy.
Gandalf turns down the ring. He's like, look, I would love to use this for good, but I'm smart enough to know, because he learned the history of what happened to the ring. He's like, okay, this has a history of telling people they're going to do one thing and then they do the other, and they kind of turn into dicks. He's like, no, I'm going to turn into a dick. I can't do it.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. But I love that too, because he is also one of those original, that the Myra or whatever the fuck they're called. So he's a demigod, and so is Galadriel.
Yeah.
So if they get the ring, they'll be just as powerful if Sauron gets it, I think, or almost nearly.
Wait, I thought she was just an elf.
No, she's like one of the most powerful elves.
Yeah.
But is she the same species as him? Because he looks like a human.
They're the same type of being.
Okay.
Again, they're beings. They're like elementals, kind of.
Okay.
In the simplest terms I can, where like, you know, here's your fire spirit and then like your water spirit or whatever kind of things. And
He wields the flame.
They helped shape the world in the beginning.
I know he says he's like a wielder of the flame. I think the book, one of his rings is like a fire ring, right?
I think so. And he like calls it like it's like the Elven Sun or the Secret Fire or some shit. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
But yeah, he's basically like I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Yes, he's like, look, this is the evil ring. We threw it in the fire. It's got Elvish in it. It says one ring to rule them all and all that other stuff.
Dark language.
Yes.
The black speech
Yes.
of Mordor, which I will not utter here.
I'll do it later.
To scare the shit out of somebody.
And while this is happening, the totally straight Samwise Gamgee just happened to be sneaking in and peeking into Frodo's house when he thought he was on a company.
I thought it was bath time, Mr. Frodo.
Maybe that's the movie's adjustment. I'm just like, I wonder what Frodo's doing. And then a producer's just like, you gotta
Well, he's
put
supposed
that
to be his gardener, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I was just tending to the weeds,
Yeah.
like at night.
I'm in your bush.
Yeah. I haven't heard those hedge clippers in an hour.
So then Gandalf just fucking says like, all right, well, you're on this adventure now. It's like, what? What do I have to do with this? But yes, the Nazgul are on their way to the Shire. So he's like, Frodo, you got to get out of here. Take your friend here, because he sucks. Get him out of here.
Hit the fucking bricks.
Hit the fucking bricks. I got to go meet my good friend Saruman, the leader of my order. We're all good friends.
Who's already told me that I'm fucking crazy, but I guess I'll go ask him again.
Yes, yes. Well, no, not in the movie.
No, in the movie.
He hasn't met the movie yet. Yeah,
No,
he hasn't met him in the
but
movie
yeah.
yet. He's like, yeah, I got to talk to Saruman. He's a cool guy. Looks like the devil. I'm sure he's fine. But yes, a lot of this stuff with Christopher Lee is only. Oh wait, I skipped ahead. I skipped way far ahead. My bad.
It's okay.
Very tired.
It's all right. And this is a long boy, just much like the book and the movie.
Yes. Yes.
The extended edition's like almost 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 2 discs on Blu-ray.
So they're making their way downtown.
Got my bare feet and I'm Mordor bound.
And Sam is like, if I take one more step, it'll be the furthest away from home I've ever been. And Frodo's like, yeah, that's nice. Let's go.
Yeah. Can you shut up?
Shut the fuck up.
We walked 20 feet.
And then this is the extended version when they spy on the Wood Elves leaving.
Yeah, there's a lot here that Jackson was just like, huh, I'm just going to cut that right out. Fucking Tom
It's easy to
Bombadil's
cut
gone.
out.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Bombadil was never even filmed, but we're not up to where Tom Bombadil should be yet.
No, sure, but like even Farmer Maggot and stuff like that.
Yes. But this is an easy scene. Like in terms of scenes that were shot that
Sure.
you can cut, this
Sure.
is an easy one to cut.
Sure.
But yeah, they spy on them. Saruman meets with Gandalf and they talk
Gandalf?
about
James Gandolfini?
James Gandolfini. I'm sure someone's already. Jessica, don't even bother making a Photoshop. I'm sure someone already Photoshopped James Gandolfini onto No, I'm saying she doesn't have to. It probably exists.
Hey, keep it secret, keep it safe, all right?
Yes. They're talking about Sauron's return. And Gandalf is like, whoa, Saruman, you're using a seeing stone? You shouldn't do that. They're not all accounted for. Someone could be watching.
Yeah, like the Stygian witches have one too.
Yes.
Clash of the Titans.
What movie are we in?
It's the same shared universe, dude.
But Gandalf touches the thing and he sees the eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
And Saruman's like, I'm a bad guy now. Bum, bum, bum. And Gandalf's like, oh, you look like the devil. I should have known.
Saruman is the Mussolini of Middle-earth, right?
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh, so he's beloved by my family. In 1940. He's beloved by the...
He's like, you know what? I'm going to team with the enemy. What do you say?
Apparently,
it's going to pan out great.
Apparently, the Peluso family in Italy in the 40s were pro-Mussolini. I mean, I wasn't there.
I don't think they had a choice, Tone.
Apparently, there were some relatives that even years after his death were like, he wasn't that bad. And according to my dad, there's a lot of people in Argentina who have my last name spelled the same way. I wonder if that had to do with anything. I wonder why. I don't know. So anyway, Mussolini. Continue.
Mussolini the White.
I'm apparently named after an Italian soldier when Italy was on the wrong side of the war, who decided to go invade Russia, and then he froze to death, and they left him there. So I guess I got to thank Mussolini for giving me my name. Yeah, so he's just siding with the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, he's way too powerful.
We're never going to win.
We're gonna-
Hobbit.
Is it implied? Well, yeah, Saruman should be smarter. I don't know if he's doing like a Darth Vader thing where he's like, yeah, maybe I'll usurp the throne at some point. But he's like, oh no, we're just going to share. And Gandalf's like, you can't share the ring. Like, that's not going to happen.
His plan, I feel like, is to get his mitts on that ring because he wants later he wants them to bring the ring to him, not directly to Mordor.
Yes, there is that. Yeah. So I think that's one of the things where like maybe he can get it first, but if not, he's going to side with the enemy. But yes, he captures Gandalf and he spins him on the floor. I love that effect. It's like, woo!
Somebody come get her. He's
by the way,
like a stripper. Because he was spinning around. It looked like he was on the pole.
Okay. A lot of this in the first book, from what I can tell after just listening to it, is just mentioned in passing.
Yeah.
Like, Saruman's like not a character in the first book, really.
He just like literally mentioned it.
He talks a little bit. He like Gandalf's like, I was hanging out with Radagast, and Saruman's like, Radagast sucks. Stop listening to him.
He's an idiot.
And then Gandalf's like, turns out he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. Did you take care of that? Nah.
I think the storytelling choices are better for the movie. It just makes more sense. So you're like, oh, what's going on over here? Oh, okay, and then this is all going to meet up, you know what I mean? And we're going to cross paths.
So we've established early on that Saruman is a bad guy because he has a similar name to the other bad guy.
What if this whole movie was like, where's Gandalf? I don't know. Let's just keep walking.
That is what the book is.
Yeah, exactly.
The book is like, wow, Gandalf didn't meet us. We're going that way, I guess.
The ponies are gone. I'm stepping in mud and shit.
Frodo and Sam bump into Merry and Pippin, who are stealing stuff from Farmer Maggot. This is a fun way
to get that in there, yeah.
Cameo. And his dog, who's a big character in the scene. Because originally they like hang out with him and they find out they've been reprimanded by him before.
Oh, he knows the deal. And like way more people know about the ring than they should.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got big blabber mouths, especially Samwise Gamgee.
But yeah, I think at this point have the Nazgul already killed a few people.
No.
They haven't killed anybody in the book.
No, I mean the movie.
In the movie.
movie they threatened someone.
Is that Fatty Bulger? Is that what his name is?
I don't know. They threatened someone.
Yeah, and he's just like, they're that way.
But then he kills someone.
Shire.
They're just
That's after they get to the Prancing Pony, though.
Oh, okay.
Who goes there? Take it, Gandalf.
But this scene is like classic of them hiding under the tree with the Nazgul.
Now the buggies come crawling out.
Oh yeah, because it makes all like the
horses are like dripping blood or some kind of black
By the way,
substance.
okay, so those aren't magic horses. Those are normal horses that they just torture from like childbirth and in the book they're like, because they're like, all right, if they have no form and that's why they wear the hoods, why can we see their horses? They're like, oh, those are just sad horses. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, they also use them as like their eyes too.
But yes, these are very sad horses. Not like that happy horse that's in the store right now. Look at it, guys. He's so happy.
Wow.
Whoa, he's galloping and he is a prancing pony, is he not?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, get out of here, horse. I think I remember saying I killed that horse, so that must be a different horse that dressed the same as the other horse.
Clearly.
We live near a farm.
It's definitely one of the 9.
It's one of the 9.
One of the 9.
That was the horse from the movie.
Yeah,
he's still alive. He's still kicking.
Some of that black magic, dude.
Yeah. So they throw something to distract the Nazgul.
It was the vegetables and stuff that they just stole.
Right.
Sorry, I hate that scene because it's just like, oh, there's something over there. And then it's like they just run away and they could have just been like, oh, there you are.
Well, their like vision is all weird, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, there's
also, is there like they say stay off the road, but is there like a thing if like the ring is on a road, it alerts the Nazgul?
I think it's just they're on the road.
Okay.
So it's if they're closer to the road, that's where the Nazgul are because they're on horseback.
I do like that the ring like comes out and it's like, God, I'm right here.
It's cool.
I'm right here.
I love when they talk and stuff too. They're like, the Shire.
Yeah. Do you play the Shadow Mordor?
Yeah, dude,
games?
that game was great.
Yes. I still haven't finished the second one.
I mean, neither. I haven't even played the second one.
I'm at the last mission, but I'm having to.
So you got the sexy Shelob.
Yeah, sexy Shelob.
Sexy Shelob.
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing.
Spider Queen.
Yes, that's a whole thing. I haven't.
Let me see it.
I
We're talking about fucking an alien. I can fuck a Spider Woman if I want.
I'm trying to like 100% the game, so I'm like at the last story mission, but I'm trying to take over all of Middle Earth first before I continue.
Is it possible to do that? I've tried in the first game. I don't know if it is.
I don't think it's possible,
no.
but I'm trying.
Those generals keep coming back.
They really do. You got to corrupt them and recruit them. I recruit most of them.
I just kill them all.
Oh no, I have an army. I always recruit them. I just because I want to be the evil king.
You're the Mussolini of Middle Earth.
Please, nobody clip Joe saying you're the Mussolini of Middle Earth. For the love of God.
I'm putting on was it No Context Hack the Movies?
Oh, no.
They only ever did one post. The No Context Hack the Movies Twitter. And I actually DM'd them like, I will give you material.
Or give us the account.
Give us the account, yeah. So where we at here? Yeah, the non-school get thrown off. And then the movie skips over all of Tom Bombadil's scenes.
Oh, Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadillo. That song was in my head because I listened to the audio recording. So like I have Andy Serkis singing that song in my head.
My coat is blue, my boots are yellow.
So Tom Bombadil, he's a very mysterious fellow.
Yeah.
Is he one of the Myra? People don't really know what he is.
No, but he must be some kind of being. And if his coat's blue, is he one of the what is it? Ithrin Luin, which are the blue wizards?
Yeah, so how many wizards are there? There's Gandalf the Grey, Saruman, Radagast, and then there's 2 blue ones.
Yeah, Alatar and Paladin.
And you're saying Galadriel is part of this?
No. Galadriel. Okay, she's not a wizard. She's a part of the same type of entities that they are. The Mara or the Mayra.
Okay.
I have it written down somewhere.
Look, I haven't read this. I'm going to read them right now.
Anyway.
Okay.
See you in like a week.
Yeah, so Tom Bombadil, he is a fun guy. He saves them from a willow tree, Old Man Willow, which comes back in the second film.
He like talks into it. He's like, I'm going to sing into your butthole. Yeah. And then the hobbits are like, we're free.
Yeah. And he's basically like God in this area.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is the master of this area.
His powers don't reach out. So he's kind of like a Bjorn or however, which I think is it Bjorn?
Bjork? The singer?
Yeah, Bjork. I live inside a television set. No, the guy who turns into a bear.
Oh, that
Hobbit.
guy.
Yeah.
I forgot. Isn't he one of the armies?
No,
the 5 armies?
No, he's like Switzerland.
What were the 5 armies in the 5 armies? The dwarves, the elves, men. Orcs. Bjorn?
Dragon?
No. Yeah, the dragon.
What were the
Hobbits, of course.
Army? No, they're not an arm.
Just Bilbo.
Yeah, it's just Bilbo.
The one-man
and he's
army.
fucking knocked out.
Anyway.
I'm sure somebody would be like, actually, it's that stupid.
Yeah, let us know what the 5th army was.
I gotta pee really bad. I've been drinking too much tea. I'll be right back.
What's that quote from Bilbo when he's like, if you go outside, your feet will take you places like the bathroom. If you step outside, you don't know where you're going to go.
Well, we cut out all of that, you go into the bathroom, like they cut Tom Bombadil from this movie. Anyway, so yeah, Tom Bombadil was a really, really big character in the book. He's like the first big person they meet.
He gives them their swords.
He gives them their sword. He gives them
and they're
the
like
pony.
not normal swords either.
Yeah,
they're of the Western make, I believe.
Yeah,
something with an
N. He gives them Bill, right?
Yeah.
The pony, Bill.
Yeah. No. Do they give him Bill?
Or do they get that from Bree?
No, they get that from Bree.
Yeah, that's Bree.
But he lets people in Bree know they're coming, I think.
There's like a fucking part of the chapter where they're like, and then Tom Bombadil came to Bree and then traded with that fucking bartender guy and saved all the ponies that ran away and then sold it to him for a discount price.
Yes. And Tom Bombadil lives with a lady.
A pretty elfin woman, I think.
Yes, who he loves very, very much. Yeah. But yeah, he seems to be like this unstoppable person, and the ring has no power over him. Which is a little bit different because they debate this later in the book. Because they're like, if he's basically like God and whatnot in the ring, like he can see Frodo when Frodo's wearing the ring.
They reference the Silmarillion a lot in the book.
Yeah.
With Baron and Luthien, I think that her name is, or his name is. I think that's the elf chick. You think that's them in the woods?
What do you mean?
And he just changed his name? Like they're Baron and Luthien? They're like, oh, this is my beautiful elf wife, and I'm...
Maybe. Actually, in the book, he mentions that he had a previous lover who died. I think.
Maybe.
So he's not all powerful.
I'm sure that I'm just talking out of my ass, and somewhere they're like, no, you fucking idiot, Tom Bombadil's this guy.
You know what's funny? One of the Lord of the Rings video games, the Fellowship of the Ring game, which is not an adaptation of the movie, it's an adaptation of the book, has the Tom Bombadil thing.
Oh, really?
And I remember playing it being like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't remember this. But yeah, they skip over that. They skip over the Barrow White, the evil monster that tries to kill Frodo.
Yeah, which is a cool scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand cutting Tom Bombadil. If this movie's trying to play up the whole ring is like addiction thing, it's kind of weird if early on you have a character that's totally not affected by it.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away. It works for the book.
Yeah.
In the book, it works because it gives you a little bit of hope. And then at the council, they squash that hope.
Yeah.
Because at the council, they're like, well, why don't we just give it to him? It doesn't have control over him. He's fine. They're like, yeah, but like he can't control it. Like he doesn't give a shit about it. Like he'll forget he has it.
Oh, he's totally that guy too. He's
Yeah,
like,
and-
oh shit, I forgot I had that.
And like just because he's powerful, like who knows? Maybe Sauron can be more powerful or have things to counteract him, or maybe he'll be like, "Oh, you're looking for a ring? Just take it. I don't fucking care."
You know what I thought about? Are you guys familiar with Adventure Time?
Yeah.
Who's the magic guy that's always fucking with them, like in the forest, and he like appears? The Magic Meister guy.
Oh my god, I forget his name. I know exactly who you're talking
But like
about.
when I was listening to the book, I was like, oh, Tom Bombadil's kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
Magic man! Whoa! He's magic. I didn't expect this.
I just wanted one character, and I texted you this. I wanted one character in the book to just be like, "Hey, Tom, you've said your name 50 times. We get it. We get it. Can you shut it?" Like every other line of dialogue is like, "Tom Bombadil, I'm wearing boots."
Is this not Tony from Hack the Movies?
Oh, Tony from Hack the Movies, I got a black and gray shirt on, and I can't see your shoe color right now.
They are gray.
They are gray.
And also black.
With a little bit of orange. All right, Peter Jackson. I think it's ready. I think we're ready for the Tom Bombadil trilogy. I'm throwing my hat in.
Let's do it.
I'm going to be Tom Bombadil. I will dress like Tom Bombadil and go around singing merrily as I skip.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, I understand cutting Tom Bombadil for the movie. It's a bummer if you're really into the books. It works.
It works for the movie.
I think in one of the expanded, like the behind the scenes, they kind of imply like, well, we left a little gap there, so maybe they saw him, and I'm like, no,
I don't think they did.
No, you didn't.
They barely saw Farmer Maggot.
They barely saw Farmer Maggot. The hobbits make it to the inn at the Prancing Pony. They make it to Bree. And I like that there's a peak hole for men and then for hobbits.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, hobbits.
In the book, Bree is like this magical place where everybody's like in harmony. They're like, yeah, we're hanging out with hobbits and it's great and shit.
Yeah.
And when they go in, it's like the fucking Mos Eisley Cantina. And everybody's like, who are you, you fucking weirdo?
And there's like mud everywhere.
Yeah. Everybody's got like
Peter
one
Jackson
eye
has
and
a
shit.
cameo here, right?
Yeah, he has the big carrot.
Yeah, he eats the carrot.
He has a cameo in all of them, right?
I don't remember him in Two Towers and
I think he's in The Hobbit.
Return of the King.
Well, he may be in The Hobbit.
I just remember him in this one because I was just like, why does he have that large carrot? Why is it so big?
But Gandalf is not in the Inn of the Prancing Pony. They're very upset about that. But there is someone staring at them, a ranger called Strider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the new segment of the show. It's called Another Chapter of Johanna's Sexual Awakening.
Oh, Vigo worship. Here we go. And not the Ghostbusters 2 Vigo.
Do you have a thing for him?
Or maybe.
So you're into, who are you into in this movie?
Him and Sean Bean.
So wow, 2001 was a very big year for you. So you go to Harry Potter. Oh, wait, no, you said you weren't into the blonde kid yet in Harry Potter.
Draco Malfoy?
Yeah, it wasn't until the second movie, Chamber of Secrets, where I was like, oh, he hot.
All right, so here you got a little bit going on, and then it all culminated in 2004 with Alfred Molina's man tits. Just out in the open, then you're like, I found it.
Bingo.
That's the one. Sorry, Ian.
Is that because that's like in real life, that'd probably be the easiest one? Oh. You're like, I could land Alfred Molina. I think I could land Alfred Molina. I don't think I could land Viggo Mortensen.
You're an asshole.
Jesus, Tony.
You're an asshole. You know what? This is why he's sad.
Tony's just mad because he can't land
miserable.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't. All right, so my problem with Viggo Mortensen. What was your first exposure to Viggo Mortensen?
That he kind of sounds like this when he yells. Hey, hobbits! Hey!
So my problem is when I was a kid, it was kind of hard for me to get into him as the hero because my first exposure to him was him as the literal fucking devil in The Prophecy. He is literally the devil in Christopher Walken's The Prophecy. And he tells Virginia Madsen in that movie that he will lay her out and fill her mouth with her mother's feces. So that's my first exposure to Viggo Mortensen.
He might do it to you in this movie too.
Yeah, that's one of my earliest memories of like the devil in a film.
Sure.
So then when I see him here and I'm supposed to think he's the hero, and I'm like, that guy's a bad guy.
That guy shits in people's mouths.
Shits in people's. You know what's weird in The Prophecy? He's there. In The Prophecy, he's there with that little snake demon.
Dude, I haven't seen Prophecy in a minute.
Okay, well, he brings a little demon with him.
Not that Prophecy. Prophecy, the monster movie, I've seen way more times than I've seen Christopher Walken.
Prophecy.
No, I know.
He comes with like a little Clive Barker looking snake demon.
Yeah.
And then like he leaves at the end of the movie, but the demon's still there. Like they only had the effect to make one of him disappear. I'm like, is that demon just hanging out with those Native Americans forever?
They're familiar now. He's just going to hang out there.
So anyway, Viggo Mortensen, like I was just like, you're the devil. I like him now. Now I mean, I didn't hate him. I'm just like,
no, sure, I get what you're saying.
Should it have been Stuart Townsend from Queen of the Damned?
He got cut.
Yes, they shot it with Stuart Townsend.
Is this like a Marty McFly situation?
Yes, it is.
I didn't know this.
They started filming with him, and then Peter Jackson was like, I think we need an older guy. Because Stuart Townsend.
Well, is he supposed to be? He's supposed to be like fucking 70 in the book, isn't he? I mean, he is Numerian or whatever it is.
Dunedain. He's a Dunedain.
Yeah, but doesn't it have a different word too?
He has like 10,000 words for everything.
It's like a race of men who have 3 lifespans.
Yeah.
Yes. Although I think there is a continuity issue with The Hobbit. Because people are like, wait, Aragorn's alive at the end of Hobbit 3? And I'm like, no, he would be alive, but I don't think he would be a ranger yet. I think there's like a weird issue there.
Maybe. He's been hanging out with the elves.
It's not quite Obi-Wan aging 40 years and 19 years bad, but it's still a little...
It's the 2 sons.
2 sons. Somehow you just age normally until a certain age.
It's
and then
those
you get...
sons when you're out there. You got no sun download. You're going to crack. You're going to curdle like that milk.
That's why Jabba has that leathery skin.
Yeah.
So they're being stalked. But they're being watched by Strider. And oh, by the way, they have the name Underhill because the name Baggins, they know that's being looked at. And then I forget if it was Merry or Pippin, but they screw up.
Pippin has got the biggest mouth in the world.
He's like,
we're on a fucking quest, and we're drinking ale, and that's Mr. Baggins over there.
Frodo Baggins,
Frodo Baggins.
He's got the ring of power.
Frodo Baggins, my good friend Frodo Baggins. So yeah, he's just like, yeah, that's Frodo, my good friend Frodo.
He's like, Frodo Baggins.
Baggins.
Yell at him and
Shire.
Yes.
Baggins.
He slips and the ring goes right on his finger.
Right, he goes to shut up Pippin.
Yes.
Right on his penis.
It fell right on my cock, I swear to God.
And then he disappears, and then the Eye of Sauron's like, what's up?
Hey, bud.
Hi, I'm Sauron. I'm an eyeball.
I think he even says that. I see you.
He does.
I see you.
I see.
You should totally go to Mordor. It's awesome.
I can
You got
totally...
all the babes, all the other cock rings. I just want mine back.
It's totally not full of ugly orcs, I'm telling you.
So he takes
hot ladies all
It's
around.
all hot lady, hobbit ladies.
He takes the ring
Or
off.
men, maybe.
Whatever you desire.
He takes the ring off and Strider's like, you son of a bitch. Like, that's the worst thing you could have done, you fucking moron. Oh my God.
I love how in the book he takes off. He's like, I was in the corner. I don't, what? And people are like, what the fuck are you on? I just saw you disappear.
We all just saw you, you asshole. That was luckily we live in a world where dragons exist, so it's like not that weird.
It's also a thing of like
still noticeable.
People see it and they're like, fuck that shit. I don't even want to know what that is. Get away
like,
from me.
That has nothing to do with me.
I'm drinking too much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you're at a party and then like someone whips out like heroin or coke and you're like, all right, this party went into another level that I'm not ready for. I'll see.
Parties have you gone to?
College was fun.
All the wrong ones.
But it's like, yeah, I'm here to drink. And it's like, oh, okay, we're going a little harder tonight. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Ugh. And then you get groped by a guy. It happens. Happened.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
Homophobic.
This guy was on I thought we were just hanging out in Atlantic City and I go into the hotel room and it's a coke party. I'm like, okay, I won't participate, but I'm fine. And the guy just grabbed my dick, and I'm like, okay.
Welcome to
I'm gonna
Mordor.
go back to the casino. I went there to try and hook up with a girl. It didn't happen. But I mean, I got some action.
Yeah, you got the second base.
You got something.
Yeah.
My dick got groped, and then I won $100.
He let it go because he's like, there's no fucking cock ring on there.
There's nothing.
I told that story. I told that story in a previous episode, but I left out the cock groping part.
Oh, that's like a little bonus now.
That's a little bonus. My
Little treat.
It's a Tom Bombadil story.
I don't think my co-host in that episode would have been on board with the cock groping, but you guys, I think.
Hey man, what happens in Middle Earth stays in Middle Earth.
So anyway, so invisibility is the cock roping in this universe. It's like, this is a little too much for me.
Is that what it is? It's like, slip? Somebody just felt a tug on my cock.
So Strider takes him in. I like that they try to fight him at first. He's like, stop it, I'm here to help you.
Oh, dude, he picks him up and tosses him? What does he say? He's like, what does Sam say when he comes out?
Oh, I forget what he says.
I fucking laughed out loud.
Play the clip.
Let it go, or I'll have you on shanks.
But yes, the Nazgul can't come to Bree. They trample that poor man at the door.
It's like the whole fucking door comes down on the guy.
And he like disappears.
Only he opened that one part of the door.
Ring the bell! And then the fucking, yeah.
You think Sauron would be like, hey, be a little discreet. We're trying to get this thing.
He wants his ring.
He's like, look, we're trying to get this thing secretly because people find out about it, everyone's gonna want it. Like, maybe don't go around crushing and stabbing people.
Does the ring work like those seeing stones? Like, if he's like, hey, Frodo. Why couldn't he be like, oh, I know exactly where you are. Okay, Ringwraith, he's right there.
I don't think he knows where it is until someone puts it on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like yeah.
It's like the telephone thing where they got it. Where's the number coming from?
So yeah, what you got?
Sorry.
The Nazgul break in, and I do like that shot where they're all like posing coming through the door. They're like real fucking dramatic.
It's great though.
Yeah, and the guy is just like, oh,
he's like, I just work here.
Yeah. They go to stab the hobbits, but it's a switcheroo. It's like the Clarice at the end of Silence of the Lambs.
Yep.
You think they're in one area, but they're not, and they're not happy.
No, they're screaming.
They're like, ah!
And everyone's like, he's got his pipe. Like,
and at no point does one of them be like, all right, well, why don't we try the other rooms?
Let's look across the street.
They look at and they see Aragorn, and he just like closes the blinds.
Yeah, you think if this was that serious, they'd be like, all right, well, we're gonna check the next room and the next room and who's in that building.
Why aren't they tearing the fucking town apart? Why are
they
they being discreet?
No, but the thing is, they're only tearing that room apart.
No,
they should be tearing the town apart.
Yeah, but why are they even there? Why aren't they just like ransacking the entire town?
They should.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they're like, all right, let's get back on our horses. We gotta go now. Let me see here. Oh, and I think we skipped over the part where they jumped on the little ferry.
We did.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They just outran in that.
It didn't happen in the book.
The Nazgul have a hard time with water, I think.
Oh, yes and no. My wife said the same thing, and I'm like, yeah, but they walk into it, and it's fine. At one point.
My favorite is
I don't think they do large bodies of water.
They have their horses or whatever, and then they're like, oh, a ferry? Well, guess what? Now we're going to be flying next week.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you and your ferry.
Yeah, I got my fell beast. You're all fucked.
Yeah, I just want one Nazgul to be like, I said we should have took the flying.
Guys.
You fucking said this in the beginning, but no one wants to listen to me.
No one ever fucking listens.
Yeah, we made a whole other movie before, like, all right, get the fucking giant lizard out here.
I didn't even accept the ring. It was a hand-me-down. I shouldn't be here. So yeah, the next day, they are going to hopefully meet up with Gandalf. But they just had breakfast. But what about second breakfast?
What about 11s? What about tea time? What about dinner? What about supper?
and then Strider's like, shut up, here's an apple.
he might as well have beamed him in the fucking head with it.
I don't think he's heard about second breakfast.
I don't think he's heard about second breakfast. Oh, wow. Sauron commands Saruman to build him an army worthy of Mordor.
Mordor.
You can't say Mordor without saying that.
No.
It's like,
you can't say, or Barad-dûr. You gotta like say it with the tongue.
You gotta add L's to everything. It's supposed to say chopping, but it says coping.
I have my own notes.
Coping down trees.
He's coping with the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, they start cutting down.
I'm so used to fire and brimstone. What is this?
They cut down the trees left and right because they got to make fire for their forge.
What a waste too, because that land was so pretty.
The Fangorn Forest.
Now you got fucking things being burned out the fucking walls. Like,
this will come back later. This will be called back later in another film.
Why are these trees screaming?
Because they're alive.
No, why aren't they screaming?
Oh.
To their brethren. Sorry, that's a question for the next movie. Yeah.
You're right. That's a continuity error.
Yeah.
I didn't. As far as I'm concerned, this trilogy is broken and a failure now, and I hate it.
No, so the actual Fellowship.
I love the idea of like Treebeard walking through the forest, then hearing the screaming.
Yeah.
Like, well, it takes a long time to say anything, so it was the delay. That's what it was.
Well, no, they can't even find their women, so no, that makes sense. That makes sense. They probably just weren't around to hear it.
The women, yeah. Second
Strider, Strider leaves the hobbits at an old watchtower, and I love that set.
It's really cool.
Yeah, he leaves them at an old watchtower. He's like, I'm going to go scout, so I have a reason to not be here when you guys get attacked. And they're like, that was a weird thing to say. He's like, got to do it.
We're changing it up from the book, so we'll see you in a bit. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I talk with my hands a lot.
I do this.
So the hobbits
whacking the microphone, like
the hobbits fuck up. They're lighting a fire. And it attracts the
They're
Nazgul.
making food.
We got bacon, Mr. Frodo.
Yeah, it attracts the Nazgul, who come to kill them. But Frodo puts on the ring because he thinks that'll hide him from them. Wrong. It makes them very visible, and you get to see like their actual forms, and they look horrifying.
They were the original men.
Yes.
The 9 kings.
Yes.
And then we have the Witch King of Angmar,
who is the one that's stabbing him.
Yes.
But we don't know he's the Witch King
At
yet.
least in the book.
It's not until the third movie where they're like, oh, we gotta like
put that helmet on him.
Let's put a helmet on him.
Give him the spiky finger gloves and the mace.
But yeah, what you call it? Strider comes back and he throws like fire into the one's face.
This something we didn't talk about, or I guess we're getting to it, but like the action sequences in this and the fight scenes are so fucking good.
Or even just like them creeping up from the darkness.
Yes.
And walking up different pillar thing. I'm just, yes. I love films.
From the east and then the two from the west.
Such a good movie.
It's great.
It's such a good movie. Such great filmmaking.
It's so good.
And now everything sucks.
Fucking hard.
Well, not everything.
Not everything.
But most things suck.
I don't think we're going to ever have well, maybe in another 20 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are good movies. I forgot. Not everything sucks. I do like some movies.
Have you seen Last Night in Soho yet?
I have not.
That's another thing where they're doing a lot of like scenes where there's no like CGI stuff or whatever. It's just kind of morphed because you know how it's like the 2 different people.
Yeah.
As you can tell by the thing.
Yes.
No, you should watch it. You should also watch it.
I'll check it out.
I saw Resident Evil. We have a review for that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch your review for that.
Fun and fine.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This is after it comes out already, but like the Ghostbusters Afterlife, everyone.
I mean, I already saw it.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. People are like, you just hate every new thing, even though we literally put out an episode a week before about good reboots, like good stuff that we like, modern stuff. There's people who only see the title of that video and come in to leave. They don't actually watch it.
It's okay that you didn't like it.
But it's going to be funny that the people who think I hate everything, suddenly we have a video where me and Kieran are like, yeah, the new Resident Evil is kind of stupid, but it's not bad. They're going to be like, why do you like this?
Yeah, they're going to be like, what? You hate Ghostbusters? Would you like Resident Evil?
I can't wait for the Force Awakens effect, where 4 months from now, all the Afterlife fans are going to be like, wait a minute. That movie wasn't very good. Because that's what happened with Force Awakens.
And Phantom Menace, too.
Yeah.
Yes. We're like, when it first came out, everyone's like, yeah. And then after a while, they're like,
think
wait
that like
a minute.
The Force Awakens and then Phantom Menace, like another movie came out and it was like, oh.
We're still going?
Yeah, so Frodo gets stabbed by the Morgul blade.
By the Morgul blade.
Yes.
Forged in Mordor.
They need to...
Or Barad-dûr. Or Dol-Guldur. One of them.
Gwildor. Gwildor from
Angmar.
Masters of the Universe.
Jesus.
With his fucking continuum transfunctioner thing. What is that called? I love that movie.
Key.
The key. Oh, the key.
Yeah, so he needs elvish medicine.
Yes.
And here is where Glorfindel, I butchered that name.
What?
Glorfindel should show up.
Glorfindel?
Yeah, wasn't that his name?
Isn't it
He in the book he should show up.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be like, I am an elf man, and I know how to get things done, and I will help Frodo, buddy, my bro. But Peter Jackson was like, I need to erase men. So he has Arwen come in and stand in for him. They really give Arwen more things to do in this.
Even the scene with the water turning into the horses, like that was also not like her. Like
yeah, that was the guy, and even Gandalf was participating in that. So
was that having their cake and eating it too? Again, we're never going to do a Baron and Luthien movie, so we're just going to kind of work it in.
It's just weird that this is like, I know they wanted to give her a bigger part and more things to do, but it's like, but most of the time she just sits around Rivendell looking pretty, but she also goes around wandering the wilderness.
She says spells and stuff too.
She's also Liv Tyler, so like.
Yeah.
What's this? A ranger caught off his guard?
I do like her introduction, by the way, with her sneaking up on Aragorn. And
yes.
And she's like, oh, what's this? A ranger called off his guard. And I'm just like, you go, girl. You get him.
Yeah.
And I said no. I said justice for Glorfindel. We also forgot to mention in between.
The damn character. I can't even.
I wanted. It definitely starts with a G.
It's definitely Glorfindel.
Glorfindel, I think it is.
Glorfindel.
It's like GL.
Grildor.
Grildor.
Hello, it's me, Billy.
We forgot to mention in between the scene they cut to Isengard, and the blend of miniatures and CGI is great.
Yeah.
And then we see that Gandalf is friends with the moth.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Mothra.
Yes. So she has a magic horse, I guess, that can outrun the Nazgul, and she's taking Frodo.
My read on that was, since they have they can lessen their footfalls and stuff, could she lighten herself on the horse to make it faster?
I guess so.
I would assume.
But also there are magic, in the book they mentioned Shadowfax, but that doesn't come until the second film. So I think this is just a cool, and actually they take Bill to Rivendell in the book. And Bill gets stronger or something.
Well, yeah, because Bill is this desiccated fucking horse, and they feed it, and they become friends. And Sam becomes friends with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Bill is in the movie though.
He's in the movie.
Yeah, for a second.
For a second.
Okay, see ya, Bill.
But yeah, she outruns the Nazgul. All right, so that is water that they could technically walk over with their horse.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have normally. There must be something about water that fucks them up. Like a vampire.
Sure, but
yeah. I think they go to risk it because they know he has the ring.
Yeah.
But then she summons horse waves that just attack them.
They know she's going to Rivendell.
Yeah.
Just go around. You got time? Ride that giant fucking dragon thing. You know?
It's like, just see, everything could have been solved if Frodo just took the eagles in the beginning while the Nazgul could have just flown the whole time.
They destroy fucfucking Gondor, don't they? Or is it Rohan? They fly in and they're just breathing fire and shit.
It's that little city that's in between Gondor.
It's right in between, right.
I'll talk about the eagles in a second. Yeah, she gets him to Rivendell, and he's...
Also, there was that whole thing in the book, too, that that's supposed to be, a big Frodo brave moment, instead of he's just kind of, helpless. Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's got snot and shit coming out of his eye. It's gross.
Pink eye.
Yeah. Conjunctivitis, the number one killer of Middle-earth.
He gets cured. Not 100%. They said he'll carry that wound forever, but it stopped him from turning... So there's 9 Nazgul, but they say the blade will turn you into a Ringwraith, but there's only 9...
I guess nobody lived.
Huh?
Nobody lived besides Frodo. Survived to stab
one. They turn into a Ringwraith if there's only 9 wraiths because there were 9 men with the ring.
I guess.
Are there lesser Nazgul?
I think it's maybe. I think it might be. Well, I was going to say those things in the marshes, but I think that's something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the evil that's in the Morgul blades or in the poison, whatever you want to call it, maybe that turns him into some kind of servant of the enemy. I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, they say he might become a Ringwraith. But anyway,
for sure. Just because he has the ring.
Yeah,
it's by proxy.
He wakes up and he finds Gandalf, and Gandalf's like, "Yeah, so Saruman was gonna, I don't know, shoot me," and then an eagle came. So everyone always brings up the eagles. Why didn't they just take the eagles? Why didn't they just take the eagles? And it's like, yes, I know you saw that web cartoon in 2006. Shut up. The problem is, there's an eye. Everyone's staring at them, and you can see those eagles coming from
Yeah,
Sauron could just be
flying Nazgul. There's weaponry that they can just shoot up. There
would be a long time they could just be like, oh, eagles. Hey. send some dragons or whatever over there.
It's also, they're their own race of peoples, and they're like, maybe we'll help you, maybe we won't. We're fucking kind of doing our own thing.
The movie doesn't make that clear.
No.
But yeah, so the Eagles,
in the lore,
the Eagles might just not want to. Well, the Eagles also are probably like, fuck, we're gigantic. They're gonna see us coming. Like they will see us coming. We are fucked if we go. It's not. They only come in toward the end when they know, like, hey, the odds are in our favor.
Right. My wife, on the day of my wedding day, we got married October 24th.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there first, and I didn't want to draw attention. I forgot to finish that story. I didn't want to draw attention away from you. I was afraid people would be like, oh my God, that's Tony from Hack the Movies. And they would be like, hey, the wedding started. And they're like, yeah, we'll get there. Hey, Tony. So when you, I didn't want to take that. So I hid in the woods the whole time.
You did. You were like one of the elves. You were a wood elf, yeah.
Until midway through the ceremony. And then I made myself present.
I knew it.
Yes.
You couldn't hear you walking through the woods stepping on sticks or anything.
No, I'm like an elf.
Yeah.
I scarcely touch the ground. Anyway, continue.
The morning of my wedding on October 24th, my wife made a video for me, and right in the beginning of the video is, hello, wake up, Frodo, it's 10 o'clock on October 24th. It was like the sweetest thing ever. And then she just like made a big montage of pictures of us and stuff. It was nice.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
It's very
that
sweet.
Was beautiful wedding. Yeah. You got a wedding coming up, and I went through a
Mine's
breakup.
October.
Anyway,
there you go.
You stepped over my thing.
I know. Anyway, October weddings.
Woo! Oh, heck yeah.
If anyone's wondering where Raid Shadow Legends the cat has been, lost it in the breakup. Anyway,
Tell him the real name now.
They got married and moved away.
No, Jessica, do not include the real name. That cat is Raid Shadow Legends the cat as far as the internet is concerned.
Why, they haven't been paying you?
So yeah, he's like, Gandalf, what the hell happened? He's like, Sauron's a bad guy. Eagle saved me.
Yeah,
Frodo's like, I'm sorry, who's Saruman again?
Death.
You remember in the book when I told you all about it in the beginning when we were sitting by the fire and I told you all the entire exposition dump?
He helped Bilbo, and it's like, I don't remember reading that in Bilbo's book, The Hobbit.
Well,
it's in the expanded one. Oh, okay. But yeah, Frodo reunites with Bilbo, who's actually there. And now he is aging faster.
Oh, he looks like hot shit, dude. He's full white, and he's like,
he's like, oh my God, I forgot why I'm here. Like, how did I end up in Rivendell?
Where was I going? The Lonely Mountain, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Is this where my favorite scene happens? Whatever, when he's like, "Oh, I'd like to see the ring again," and then he like shows him and goes,
Yeah.
No.
It's at their stay in Rivendell, yeah.
No, that comes in a little. Well, hold on. Actually,
it's right before they take off, and before
it's not yet.
Yeah.
So he's just basically like, "How you doing, Frodo? I've been writing my book. I'm old." The hobbits think they're going home because their mission was to get it to Rivendell.
Yeah, and they're like, "We're done."
Like, we're done. And then Elrond
Hubbard
is Elrond Hubbard. Elrond Musk. He's just like,
Thanks,
whoa,
David.
Gandalf, this can't stay here. We don't have enough people to fight off orcs.
You brought the shit to Rivendell?
Yeah.
What were you thinking? He's like, I
thought you had a plan. I don't know.
Plan? Enemy? Question mark?
But this is where, so we had a whole debate over the beginning where like the movie doesn't make it clear what's a goblin and what's an orc.
Right.
They're kind of interchangeable. As far as I can tell, I think the smaller ones are goblins.
The green ones are goblins.
Okay, and then, well, because in the Hobbit movies, they're tannish.
Yeah.
So I think those are the goblin
Any like
orcs.
lanky looking things, I think, are like the goblins.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the more human ones are kind of orcs, and then there's the Uruk-hai,
there's
the
the-
bigger ones.
Which are the mixed breed.
Yeah, but they say that he's breeding goblins with orc men. So
I think
they're like a mix.
I think the official thing is Tolkien was just like, the goblins, they're orcs. Whatever.
They're both. They're the same thing.
It's like the same type of
It's like
being.
different breeds of dog. You put them together. It's
right.
like a bulldog and a shih tzu. They're
Yeah.
the bullshits.
There
okay?
you go. You have the Uruk shits. You have the fucking trolls from Ernest Scared Stupid coming out of the ground.
Oh my lord.
But yeah, Elrond's like, I can't fight Mordor and Isengard. You got to get this shit out of here. So they have to decide what to do with the ring. They call for a council.
Yeah.
And in the book, this is where you learn everything about Isildur and the debate over Tom Bombadil and all that shit.
You also have to remember, like, the elves and man and the dwarves are not on like good terms with each other at all.
Especially, I mean, they didn't kill each other at the Battle of Five Armies, but they were close.
But they were pissed, and it was all about like the gold and who was going to get what treasures and all that shit.
Yeah. But also, Elrond has another reason to not like men. He was there 2,000 years ago.
I told Isildur to throw it in,
Yes.
but he didn't do it.
No.
Even though I wasn't the Elf King at the time, it was that other guy that starts with a G.
But I was there. He's afraid of fire, so I went in. But he's
afraid
like,
of fire.
yeah, he's like, throw it into the fire, and he goes no, and then walks out slowly. And for the life of me, I'm just like,
Why didn't you push him off?
why didn't you push him into the
Yeah.
fire?
You could have just yeeted him yourself. Like, oh no, like, you have
Guys.
to deal with, like, a king dying. Oh, well.
It was pity. Sometimes you shouldn't take a life. Even though it fucks everything up.
No, he should have immediately ran out and be like, hey guys, he still has the ring. Everyone throw him into the volcano. Throw him into the volcano right now.
If that was Legolas, he would have shot him in the throat like 3 times, and he just would have fell into the Mordor.
Actually, now I think about it, if he would have thrown... Actually, no.
The volcano,
okay.
excuse me.
If he would have thrown him in the volcano, part of me's like, oh, the elves and the men would have just start battling. Because they're like, what the fuck? He just killed the evil king and you killed him? Like, and no one would have believed him.
He tripped.
However, knowing what we know in the third film, the volcano blows up when the ring goes in there. So he could have been like, a crazy thing. He threw the ring
Rock
in.
crushed him.
A rock fell on him. Can you believe it?
The lava came out and just burned him where he stood.
And his last words were, the elves should rule over men. He said that, and I think we should honor his wishes.
Give the elves back the Cimmerils and all the gold that's in the mountain.
Yes, that was his last wishes. I am an elf. I cannot lie.
I cannot tell a lie, Elrond Hubbard.
And he's like, isn't that right, Kate from Lost? And she's like, I've been here the whole time. I'm in no way at it after the fact. So
there's a lot of elves that don't like each other either.
No.
Like Thranduil and the Wood
Also,
Elves.
the elves are like not talking to it because like different packs of elves are just leaving Middle
Yeah, they're
Earth.
just like, fuck you. My
hang out.
brethren can go kiss an ass. They're just going to save
They're
themselves.
leaving Middle Earth, but not giving anyone else a heads up. Like, hey, by the way, the fucking orcs are coming. You should head out.
That eye just appeared on Butterbull.
So yeah, the elves are leaving. The dwarves only worry about themselves. They're very selfish. And the men are too divided because they have no king to unite them. Which, I mean, they should just, democratically elect someone. I don't know why they're so hung up on this hierarchy, but whatever.
They need a sword to be the king.
Yes.
But somehow Denethor is the
steward.
The
of
Duke
Gondor.
of
Steward.
The Steward.
Steward of Gondor. So they find out that there is a man who could be king, but he doesn't want to do it. And I wonder...
But in the book, he does.
No, I thought in the book
No, in the book, he's down for it. He wants to prove himself, is
Yeah.
what it is.
No.
And maybe that's what he's doing in the movie,
I still
too.
think he's a little hesitant in the book.
Not really.
I
He
think-
even has, like, the shards and shit.
Yeah, but he's fucking around being a ranger. Like, I think it's one of those,
No,
like...
he wanted to prove himself. That's why he ended up going with
I think
Frodo.
now that the ring showed up and he realizes he can redeem his name, if the ring had not shown up, I don't think he would have ever been king.
Probably not,
Yeah.
but...
But now he's like, okay, I have an opportunity to, like, right this wrong my ancestor did.
Yeah, but even in the movie, he kind of has that where he wants to prove himself because he has that back and forth with Boromir, and he like picks up. He's like, "What's this fucking stupid thing? Is this the one that killed the
In
ring?"
the movie, I think it's just he wants to clear his name.
It's still sharp. It's
Yeah,
a fucking sword.
He's
yeah,
not
of course it
super
is.
worried about being king, whereas in the book, he's like, if I can get rid of this, I can feel confident being a king.
Sure. Oh yeah, so I don't have to like, I don't know, have to rule in an age where I have to fight Sauron again.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we got to destroy this ring because
But he has a thing. He
None
has
of
that
that
talk
shit.
with Arwen once Boromir leaves. He's like, I don't really want this. And she's like, you're not going to end up like him. And then she tells him that she's going to choose a mortal life to be with him because they're in love.
Remember that lovely story of Beren and Luthien that we keep talking about in the fucking book? It's the same thing.
Yes.
The forbidden love.
And
Exactly.
the one thing, whatever, with her too, whatever, she's not allowed to marry him only because he's not a king. That's literally it.
Not yet.
This is a
But
Disney
then
movie.
he does,
Open the
obviously.
fortune cookie, Lone Star. The shards of Narsil, everything will be fixed. They have to forge the fucking sword for him to become king. So you
Yes.
think it's Elrond? Like, I'm not putting that sword back together. I don't want him marrying my daughter.
So the council is held and they're all debating over it. Gimli doesn't want an elf to have it.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Yeah. So they're debating. Eventually, Gandalf does the black speech, which hurts the elves. Like,
Does it really?
Yeah.
Well, it is derived from Elvish, but it's exclusively Sauron's like speech that he like created.
Yes, but it physically makes the elves weak. Like everyone else is
I didn't know
scared.
that.
Yeah, look in the. They mentioned in the book, I think, but if you look in the scene, Elrond and
Yeah.
like Legolas, they're like, "Oh shit, stop it, stop it, stop it."
I love how Boromir's like, well, I'll just take the ring, fuck it. And Gandalf gets so upset that he stands up and just says it.
Yeah, and so they make it clear, like...
You know what he says, too, right?
He says the one ring, but in the black suit. I was reading some fact, and they said, like, some fans were confused. They're like, is he doing, like, a magic spell? It's like, no, he's reading the poem.
Yeah.
In the black speech, but since it wasn't subtitled, you don't know that.
Yeah, but he does something similar at the beginning of the movie, so it's like, it's kind of the same thing.
So yeah, they basically say, like, look, none of us can actually wield it for power. It won't work. It'll let you down in the end. It wants to go back to Mordor.
Yeah.
And, like, the only way we can destroy it is in the fires of Mount Doom. So, like, the plan is we got to take it to Mount Doom. Who's going to take it? And they fight over who takes it, and Frodo throws his hat in the ring. He's like, I'll do it. Oh, and I like Gimli tries to destroy the... Gimli, played by John Rhys Davies. Who people compare me to him all the time.
Why?
They think I look like Sala. When I wear the fez cap, I kind of look like Sala.
Oh, kind of.
Yeah, he tries to break it with his axe, and it just shatters.
Oh yeah, he's like, enough of this shit.
Yeah, but you're right. Boromir wants to wants to wield it.
Yeah.
We get the meme. But basically,
we'll use it for good.
Yeah. Frodo's like, look, I'll do it.
It is a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
But Frodo's like,
he goes like
that's what he's doing in the movie.
Yeah, Frodo's like, I'll do it. I don't know where to go. And then his friends show up and like, you're not leaving without us. And this is a line from the book, which I thought was funny. He's like, yeah.
Where are we going?
No. Well, not there's that. He's just like, yeah, I guess it's hard to separate you, even though you're at a secret meeting you shouldn't be at.
I like that. There's a lot of lines lifted directly from the book, which is cool.
And and I do love that where Pippin's just like, all right, where are we going? I missed that part. It's like, oh, fuck, no. So yeah, he goes, okay, it is what does he have? He has Legolas's bow, which, by the way, I'm going to rewatch the next two movies. I saw something recently, and it was one of those like, that can't be right. And now I think it's right. I think "you have my bow" is the only thing Legolas ever says to Frodo in all three films.
Really?
Because he's not with him in the second film, and
I
don't know.
He reunites with him in Return of the King. All he does is smile at him, and then Frodo's just like, oh, and it's just like, yeah, you had no connection. So
I also think Legolas has had enough at that point. It's like, all right, we're fucking done here. Like, I don't ever want to see you and your disgusting people ever again.
Yeah, it's like, my dad should have been involved in this, but he's in that awful Captain Marvel movie instead.
Thranduil.
Yeah, so I think that's literally all for like Frodo. They're like, Frodo, remember Legolas? Is like, oh yeah, we talked once, I think. That reminds me of Arrested Development. Yeah, watch Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Lucille 2. You find out like, what was it, season 4?
Oh geez, I don't remember.
The first Netflix season.
I didn't see that one. I only saw the first 3.
Well, at some point, maybe he tells George Michael, she makes like a Lucille 2 reference, the Liza Minnelli character, and he's like, I don't know who that is. And then it makes it clear, like, oh, George Michael has never met Lucille 2. It's like, and you don't find out until the 4th season, years after the fact. He's like, I don't know what you're referencing. It's like, oh, I guess they never interact.
That's a pretty good gag.
He's like, I don't know who that is. That would have been great at the end of Return of the King. He's like, I'm not entirely sure who you are.
And you are? Okay.
Yeah, so they are the Fellowship of the Ring.
TM.
You have my sword.
And you have my bow.
And my axe.
And my vuvuzela.
Yes, and Boromir and the Hobbits are going with them. End of disc 1.
Well, Bilbo gives Frodo Sting and Mithril.
Sting, which is right here. It is a sword that glows blue when orcs are about.
Yes.
Or goblins, apparently. He gets the Mithril vest. Which I like later in the movie. They talk about, they're like, by the way, Bilbo has a vest that's worth more than anything in the Hobbit's in. And Frodo's like, oh shit. I'm like, I should probably keep this a little.
And then I get my meh shot.
Oh, yeah.
The creepy shot.
Can I look at it one more time, Frodo?
Yes. Yeah, he's like,
that terrified the shit out of me.
Like, because this is a while into the movie.
Yeah.
And that kind of woke everyone up. They're like, oh my God. No one was expecting that. Like, give it to me.
No, he didn't say give it to me. He just went, man.
Yeah.
His face got all dark.
Good old Ian Holm.
R.I.P.
Who we all know from great films like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We have a review for that. He should have been tits out in this.
It was just, oh my god, imagine I killed Frodo for the ring.
Wait, he was in that Jack the Ripper movie too.
Yeah, from Hell.
From Hell.
He is Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. Spoiler!
Look, if you haven't seen these movies by now, sucks for you.
Actually, I forgot to mention, I was gonna do it with Sean, but if you're ever around, someone sent me the work print version of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh, dude,
with
yeah.
all of the deleted scenes in it. So I gotta like watch that.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, it's very different.
It's this weird thing where if you're like, hey Joe, you want to watch a movie? I'm like, yeah, sure. Tone when? And then you're like, oh, let's hang out at like 8 tonight. I'm like, all right, I'll be there.
I don't want to hang out with you.
I figured.
Yeah.
Why am I here again?
Because every episode with you cracks over 30,000 views. Same can't be said with some people.
I'm feeling like that fucking one ring cock ring right now.
It would actually go for you, probably, not for him though.
I like when Frodo leaves with the Fellowship. He has to like lead him. He's like, I don't know where I'm going. Gandalf's like, go to the left.
That's
go
a
to the
good
left.
gag too, yeah.
And then we get the hero shot. And at some point, they're just like, wow, we're all walking in a straight line. That was weird. Remember that moment when we walked in a straight line?
They hide the numbers, Tony.
Like the sand people in Star Wars.
Jesus Christ. You did skip over the one extended scene or whatever when Aragorn goes to clean off his like mom's
His mother's grave,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I have that written down.
Yeah, Elrond's like, your mom sent you here to do stuff. You suck.
Gilrin.
Yeah.
Or Green or whatever.
He's like, you're a piece of shit. Get your shit together.
He was an orphan, apparently, raised by Elrond in Rivendell.
Yeah. But he doesn't like him.
No. Because
like,
he wants to marry his daughter.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told you, I'm not going to forge the fucking sword.
So yeah, they, let me see here.
We haven't mentioned Howard Shore's score to this, by the way, and it's fucking amazing
It's
and
a
beautiful.
great score. I listen to it all the time.
I went to go see Two Towers in concert with Howard Shore conducting.
I've always wanted
and
to
it
do.
was amazing.
I've always wanted to do the concert thing, and I've never have.
We went to New York and we saw it, and we ate at Lady Gaga's parents' restaurant apparently. Then we didn't know that before, and then we went to go see it. It was
Do
great.
they still do those? Because I would love to.
Lady Gaga's restaurant? I think so.
The mac and cheese was good.
Stuff, you a-hole.
But it was Howard Shore.
Yeah, that.
Even if it's not the original composer, I've always wanted
Even
to
if
go to
it's
one
just
of
like
those.
like the Philadelphia Orchestra
Yeah.
or whatever. Just
I've seen at Count Basie. I've seen The Empire Strikes Back. I saw they did.
I wanted
there.
to go to that one.
I saw the Pokemon one at PNC, and I saw
Hard Pass.
the Zelda one too. It was great.
Nah, Hard Pass.
They do all the games, and it's all orchestrated. It's so cool.
Orchestra and stuff is meant for adults.
Oh.
And seeing a video game is for children.
Why do I feel like if you go to the opera or the orchestra, you're like the fucking pigeon lady in Home Alone 2? I'm hanging out with my birds in the rafters.
Home Alone 2 is Johanna's favorite.
It's good.
Yeah. It's got a really good cameo. She loves in it. What? You said you love Home Alone 2.
I've never said that ever.
Yeah, you did.
No, I haven't.
Oh, God.
Home Alone 3's trash, but I love it.
Watch Home Alone 4.
Oh, God. I've never seen... Well, I've only ever seen the review of Macaulay Culkin watching 4. I've never seen 5. I'm not watching the new one.
We did 4 on Movie Dumpster. Yeah.
I like that they try to make Boromir a little bit likable here, because he's been kind of an asshole. And they're like, well, let's just show like he is kind of like a normal guy. He's just... The ring is like the issue with him.
Yeah, well, he's not really... He's got Gondor privilege, right? He's a little asshole.
Yeah.
Because he's like the favorite son and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But on this journey, like he bonds with these different walks of people, the elves, the dwarf, the hobbits.
But I like that they show him like practicing with the hobbits and having fun. It's like, all right, we have to humanize him a little bit so we can kind of feel sad for later. Because if he's just an asshole the whole time, it's like, all right.
He gets pretty deep though, and like sentimental, especially in a little while.
You know, Sean Bean was afraid of helicopters.
I read
that.
that.
So he literally would hike up these mountains to do these shots and then have to hike all the way back down.
He would hike 2 hours.
What a badass.
Right?
Yeah. Like he did, if he had to, he would fly, but he usually tried not to.
What if they had like a little ski lift or something for him?
There was also a story about him in a bar where like someone tried to start shit with him and his girlfriend at the time, and they got into a fight. Someone like actually like cut him, but then he just like the dude ended up getting like arrested or whatever, and he just took the first aid kit, patched himself up, and ordered another drink. I'm like, oh, what a man.
Like Dalton in Roadhouse? Pain don't hurt.
Oh, that's why Ghostbusters 2016 is your favorite movie, because they mention Roadhouse.
It's the best movie. It's the best. Do they? I've only ever seen the movie
Yeah.
once. Hopefully by now I have a commentary track out. We're supposed to record it today, but Trisha can't. Trisha's never seen it, and I've only seen it once, so we're going to rewatch it. You have a commentary track.
We have a commentary track for 2016, and I mentioned it in that's why it's your favorite one, and it's going to be a Patrick Swayze Christmas this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
So like birds are spying on them for Saruman.
Yeah.
And they can be tricked by hiding under rocks, apparently. They suck.
They're like the crystal bats in Dark Crystal, kind of.
Sure. I do like that Gimli's like, why are we going the long way? And Gandalf's like, we're not going through the mines.
We're not doing it. There's something there.
He's like, uh-oh, birds. We got to climb that big mountain. And Gimli's like, I don't know why we're climbing the mountain. He's like, oh, we're not going through the mines. And then here is where the ring falls off of Frodo. Because it wants Boromir.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about it.
I love this shot, by the way, because they made a big ring.
Yeah.
To get that shot with them in the background and everything like that. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with it.
But here's the thing, like, it makes sense to go after Boromir because he would bring it back to Gondor, which is right next to Mordor.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be so easy.
And that's why it's like, hey, Boromir, what's up there, handsome?
But
Pick me up.
Aragorn makes sure he gives it back.
Yeah.
Like, Aragorn's ready to kill Boromir.
Oh, yeah, he's got his hand on the hilt of the sword and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, they go up the mountain. Legolas.
What does he say about the ring too when he's like holding it up? It's like such a tiny thing.
It's like so curious. So much problems for
such a little thing.
Yeah.
It is a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt over so small a thing.
So yeah, Legolas is walking on top of the snow because elves can do that.
I love that.
It's a weird power for elves to have.
Again, they're light-footed or whatever. Why aren't the hobbits the same way?
Have you seen?
Well, they have big feet.
I know, but they're like fucking snowshoes, man. You know, they're like Yetis out there.
Well, they can't deal with the cold because they're like dying. Because that's the thing. They're like, hey, we can't go around the mountain. The hobbits are dying, and fucking Saruman's just screaming on the top of his tower, making this snowstorm.
He's pretty fucking powerful, man. He's just like, oh, the blah, blah, magic words.
And he knows that Gandalf won't, because he knows that in the mines of Moria, they dug too deep and they awoke something.
And I love how Gandalf doesn't tell Gimli that, because Gimli's like, it'd be great, we'll go down there and we'll see my kin and we'll eat and drink and feast. And Gandalf's like, they're all fucking dead.
The movie kind of changes it. Because in the book, they're like, yeah, they went to the mines. We haven't heard from them in a long time.
Yeah.
Something's going on up there. And I don't even think Gandalf has pieced together the Balrog, because they're not really responsible for all the dwarves dying. The Balrog's just there.
No, it's there, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in the movie, it kind of makes it seem like he's been keeping a secret from him, but I think he's only worried about the Balrog. He doesn't know about everything else.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's also the thing of like, we need to get this fucking ring to Mordor.
Yeah.
And that is a bigger obstacle than I care to deal with.
So they leave it up to Frodo, who decides to go through the mines of Moria.
I'm cold. Let's go into the mines.
They find a secret door, and it says, speak friend to enter.
Melon.
But,
Melon.
Gandalf can't remember what the password is. And then Bill the pony is let go. That memorable character, Bill the pony.
Oh, Bill the pony, walking back to town.
Yeah, and Sam, like in the book, Sam is having like a breakdown. He's like, oh my God, Bill the pony. Why? Why can't we take him? In the movie, he's like, sucks.
He literally was just like, bye, Bill.
He literally like,
that's it.
The horse is just like, I don't remember that guy's name.
Who?
Who? Go leave Bill. And they're like, he'll be fine. And then we find out there's a squid monster. And it's like,
yeah, the fucking Dianoga from the trash compactor's in there.
It coughed over his comparison.
I heard it.
It's all right. It's okay. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Anyways, yeah, speak friend. Oh, Fatty Lumpkins isn't there either.
Yes, Fatty Lumpkins is not here.
That poor boy. You think Bill's going to hang out with Fatty Lumpkins?
He is.
At Tom Bombadil's farm? They're all going to fucking sing together?
Fight off Barrow-wights. But yeah, they learn the name. They find out it's a riddle, so they have to speak the word friend in that language. It opens up, and it's a tomb.
Which is hilarious because the dwarves, those cheeky little fucks, they hate the elves and they're like, yeah, we'll speak friend in elf. Or Elvish, excuse me.
But yeah, so they all get attacked by a squid.
The Dianoga.
Sure.
From the trash compactor.
Yes.
3PO, get us out of here!
Why was there a monster in the trash compactor?
I don't know. Why is there a monster in this? Well, I guess the lake makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, the lake makes a little bit more sense.
It's like the Watcher. It's literally called like the Watcher of the Lake or something. Like
yeah.
that.
Maybe it eats the trash.
It eats the dwarf trash. They like come out and they like throw it out the back door.
The dwarves kind of suck. They're like, where should we put the entrance for our cave? Oh, right next to the squid monster.
I mean, it makes sense.
Should we move it like a couple feet down? Like, what are we doing here?
I know, it's awful close. Don't throw rocks into the fucking pond, please. You're going to wake it up.
But they get out of the squid. They defeat the squid. They run away from it.
Well, defeat.
Yeah, they get caved in.
Yeah, this thing.
And
like,
we have that nice little digital light, which looks so awkward now. That digital beam of light.
It looks bad.
But like, they clearly shot it with lights and then digitally darkened it.
And then put a vignette around it.
Yeah, they put like a vignette around it. At some point, Gandalf forgets which way they have to go. And he's like, well, we're going to sit and talk about Gollum for a little bit.
Well, why wouldn't they just ask Gimli? He should know, right?
I don't think he's been there.
I don't think he's
before.
been there.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he just knows about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because, yeah, also in the book, I don't think he's ever been there. He's like, yeah, I heard about it. It's been 30 years.
It's great.
What are they up to?
We're going to have a great time. We're going to feast and drink ale.
Exactly.
Absolutely no goblins.
But yeah, Frodo sees Gollum, and Gandalf's like, yeah, he follows us.
He's been following us for 3 days, Frodo.
Yeah. And then this is where we get the whole, like, he should have been killed. And he's like, could you deal the death? It was pity that stayed. So there's the whole, like, moral argument, like, should you take a life? And this is from a guy who killed 1 million orcs later on.
It's also happened 3 times, Tony. Bilbo spares his life, Gandalf spares his life again, and even the motherfuckers in Mordor spare his life, and then they spare it again.
Yeah.
Because he's got some kind of thing to play, like bite off a finger, maybe.
Yeah, well, he's like, there's bigger powers at work. He's like, you were meant to find the ring. And it's like, all right, so maybe there's some kind of predestination here or whatnot. But yeah, so they think he might have even been let go by the enemy.
On purpose?
Yeah, even though he doesn't really work for them.
Oh, it's all hands on deck, baby. They're like, the Ringwraiths, this fucking crazy little thing wants it. Go send him after it because he's easy to apprehend.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, oh, if Gollum gets it back, we know we can grab him.
Yeah, he's
like, he's going to be
predictable.
real easy to find.
He's going to go right back under that mountain.
Yeah.
And we're going to be waiting.
Because we found out, like, when Gollum had the ring, Sauron, like, wasn't back yet.
No. Sauron didn't even know what the fuck a hobbit was until yeah, they mentioned that in the book. They're like, he just didn't give a shit because you're so insignificant.
Yeah. And of course, the movie elaborates on that, where he doesn't really take form until after Gollum gets rid of the ring. So if Gollum gets the ring now, it's going to be way easier to grab him. But yeah, this conversation took place earlier in the book, at the dinner table in the Shire, actually, but they moved it here.
Yeah.
They find which way to go.
Yeah.
Because he smells the air or something. And they find Gimli's uncle. Who was it? It's one of the guys from The Hobbit, but I forget.
It's not Gloin. Gloin is his dad.
Gloin's his dad. No, it's
maybe it's his grandpa.
No, I think it's his uncle.
Or it's his cousin. Or maybe.
Cousin or uncle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
like a half-written note.
There's a beam of light coming in. No, it's a fun detail. Yeah. There's a beam of light coming in, and you're like, oh, is the outside on the other side? But I like when they leave. We're skipping ahead a little bit, but when they leave, you see the beam of light is coming from a hole that's even further away in the cave. I'm like, wow, because they probably thought some asshole was going to be like, wait a minute, where's that hole lead? They're like, no, let's show. But yeah, he's upset that his uncle's dead.
I like how the letter and it's like the Monty Python thing where like somebody died writing it, and it's like, and then
the castle. Yeah, Pippin knocks over a skeleton into a hole.
Fool of a took.
Throw yourself in.
Dude, Gandalf berates this poor little fucking man the entire movie. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. Next time, throw yourself down the hole.
I hope you fucking die. You should have just said that. Hope someone fucking kills you.
Oh my god.
I'm like, wow, that was really mean, Gandalf.
In Two Towers, he should have murdered him.
But yes, all the orcs show up. Possibly also goblins, and they bring a cave troll.
I think they're goblins because they're crawling all over the walls and shit.
Or they're orc goblins.
Yeah. They have a cave troll, Tony.
Yes, they have a cave troll. Now, our cave troll...
and it has a cock ring. Look out!
We forgot to mention, they show Bilbo's trolls earlier on, the ones that got turned to stone.
I like that.
Yeah, that's also in the book. I thought maybe they before I read the book, I thought that was a reference for people who read The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But no, it's also in the Lord of the Rings book. They're like, hey, the trolls. That motherfucker was telling the truth.
He was serious.
Cave trolls don't turn to stone.
No.
Unlike the other trolls.
At least I don't. Yeah, because
because the cave trolls fight in the battles.
Yeah, they're also like in Mordor pulling the gate and shit around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's something.
They got fun little fucking hats and masks and stuff.
Yeah.
They wear belts and shit.
Unless that's a thing where it's like the ash is covering up the sun just enough. I'm like, I don't think that works. So yeah, the troll is pretty awesome. It looks better than the mountain troll from Harry Potter.
It does.
100%. Same year. Jesus Christ, that troll looks so bad. But no, this scene's awesome. Like him just like wrecking shit, and then he stabs Frodo, and I like Merry and Pippin jump on top of it.
It's so good. Also, those effects look like shit in Harry Potter because Weta is putting their full hands on deck for the Lord of the Rings series. Yeah, he's wearing mithril, and he gets stabbed by that giant fork.
Yes, which I guess still hurts.
Dude, it knocks the wind out of him, and he's
it's
like,
like bulletproof
Yeah,
vest.
like you still get hit. Like
people are like,
get, bruised.
I can deflect everything. It's like, no, you're gonna be like, ow!
It's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch.
It didn't shoot me, but it hurt.
You're not gonna die, but it's gonna hurt.
People have been shot and like cracked their ribs with
Big
like
time.
stuff on.
Yeah.
Like,
huge bruises and stuff. Yeah.
Every Batman movie, like when he gets hit, even though it's armor, like he should be like, Alfred, I can't take my head off. My head is swollen.
Like floated in the back.
Like in Batman v Superman, the guy literally like shoots him in the head, but since it's armor, but it's like, no, what you're not seeing is Alfred like sawing the thing off because he's just swelled up.
He's also deaf, by the way.
Yeah, he's also deaf. So yeah, they kill the troll. They get out of there. This scene, the green screen of them running into the digital set is rough.
It's
and
not
I
great.
remember in the theater thinking it looked really ridiculous. I'm like, oof, that's a rough one.
They were still trying to figure out dark scenes, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think that was why this doesn't look great.
Yeah, and then all the goblin orcs come out.
Man,
They're
when they come
crawling
out of the
walls,
fucking ceiling and they're crawling down the walls of Moria, I mean, it's cool. It's
And they-
really awesome.
It reminds me of like the scarabs and the mummy.
Yes,
it does.
And the special, like the actual practical effects makeups in
Oh,
this movie are insane.
We can go for hours on
Yeah,
the
I know.
effects, like how they had like the hero monsters closer to the camera and then just
Sure.
lesser ones in the back.
because they're just amazing. They look great.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Yeah.
But they all leave because the Balrog is coming. And I'm thinking of the character from Street Fighter, just like him.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Durin's Bane.
So yeah, they're running. I love the collapsing staircase. I think that scene's awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody so I read they did the toss me scene in Two Towers.
Yeah.
And they liked that. So when they went to film, because they filmed it at the same time, when they got to this scene, they're like, let's set up that joke.
Yeah.
So he's like, no one tosses a dwarf. I read that. Who knows if it's true? I didn't have time to watch all the behind the scenes. I'm sorry.
It's still a good gag. I didn't watch any behind the scenes because I just didn't have time.
Have you never watched them?
No, I have.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I mean, rewatched, refreshing, because I had to refresh my brain.
By the
with all
way,
that
get
stuff.
that Blu-ray set from like 2011. Don't get the 4K restoration. They fucked it up.
Oh no, they did?
I mentioned this many times. They color corrected it to look like the Hobbit movie.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that's cheap as hell. What was that, like $30?
Well, it was expensive at the time because I got it when it came out. But
I got
yes,
it.
it's cheap now.
Yeah.
And it still looks great. I just put it on my 4K TV.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Looks beautiful.
That's what I
Still
watched.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Yes, and make sure you get that because I don't think HBO does HBO have the extended cut, or you have to search those separately.
Like for the movies?
Yeah.
No, you just go type in Lord of the Rings. You'll either get the normal or the extended edition. It pops up.
Look, they shouldn't even be released as the theatricals anymore. It should just be the extended edition.
I think some people just don't want to watch the 4 hours.
Tough shit.
But, like that's their loss.
Yeah, like then why are you watching this?
Yeah, I started rewatching this earlier in the year, and it was just the regular standard theater one.
Yeah.
And then they released the extended ones, and I said to my fiance, I was like, well, we're rewatching this.
Here we go.
So
We do a Hobbit feast at least twice a year where we cook like a lamb and we make like Shire pudding and seed cake and stuff, and we just marathon them all day.
Just never invited me.
You want to come this year?
No.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna have.
You want to come?
Yeah.
All right, we'll
I'm
hang
gonna have a Witch King feast.
You're gonna eat ash and dirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna over.
I was like, ass.
I'm gonna.
Who knows? Maybe in
That is
Mordor.
what we do at my Morgul dinner.
My Morgul dinner
Yes,
party.
we overcook everything.
It's all burnt
I
food.
throw burgers on the fire, burn it to a crisp.
Dry as shit chicken with no seasoning.
chicken. I make turkey and then I make gravy and then I throw the gravy out. And then
Is that what we have to look forward to if Sauron takes over?
and then I wear a black robe and I eat ass. Anyway, so that's gonna be
under the hood.
So that's gonna be my Morgul dinner.
You're like one of
You're
those.
not invited, Joe.
Fine. You're like one of those old photographers. You got the hood over the ass, eating the ass.
Let me know when your next Hobbit dinner is.
I will.
And I'm going to schedule mine at the same time.
And everybody's going to come to mine. Nobody's going to go to yours.
I'm going to invite 8 friends so we can all wear robes.
You have 8 friends?
I'm pretty sure I can make 8 friends. How hard can it be?
Tell them to bring their horses with them.
Hey guys, we're going to eat dry turkey and eat each other's assholes. It's the Morgul dinner.
There is no lugubrious anything in that feast. Ass or otherwise.
Whew. Yeah.
So the Balrog, not the Street Fighter character.
Oh, right. This movie we're reviewing. Sorry. Sorry, I've just thought of my anti-Joe's party.
Yeah, Balrog.
The Balrog.
Durin's Bane.
Shadow.
So again, he's like the same type of being as Sauron. I have it right here. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's M-A-I-A, the Maya or the Maiar. Maiar is, I think, is the plural.
I think there's multiple Balrogs.
Yeah, they were like
the video game is canon. Shadow of Mordor. They fight one.
They're fire spirits who joined up with Morgoth in the First Age.
Okay,
and Morgoth is
right.
Like
Morgoth, my good friend.
He was the first Dark Lord that took the Cimmerils from the elves and made it like his crown, and that's the Cimmerillion, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read all those, and you better be right.
I think it's true.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody in the comments is gonna be like, "You're a fucking idiot, man. It's actually this."
He's not going to your Hobbit dinner.
No, he's not.
To my Morgul dinner.
They're not invited.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
bleach that baby up and come to my Morgul dinner.
Oh, extra dry. Oh.
Again, someone clicked on this video and be like, the anniversary. Let's see what these fun people have to say.
Ass.
It began,
the Witch King of Bungmar.
It opens with cock rings, and they're like, well, that was a little extreme. Maybe they'll calm down. And they're like, all right, I'll turn off the video.
The funny part is we love this movie.
Oh, I love this movie. Yeah.
We have not shit on this except for the weird dark CGI.
Yeah.
And Peter Jackson erasing men because he hates men. So we get to the you shall not pass.
You shall not pass!
Great scene.
Where it's almost verbatim from the book. In the book, he doesn't say shall. He does say you cannot pass earlier, but then his big one, he says shall.
It's such a tiny bridge, too.
It was a very tiny bridge.
Like, I know they're dwarves or whatever, but also, like, what if they just fell off? They're dead. There's no handrails. There's nothing.
I think they like the thrill, right? They're always in those little those little buckets when they're mining.
Yeah. But yeah, he does the whole you shall not pass, and he collapses the bridge, but he's not quick enough.
He's got that fucking fire whip, dude.
Has a fire whip. Why doesn't he make a fire gun? And just shoot him. Just saying, if he could just make weapons.
He doesn't make a weapon. It's a fire whip that
why wouldn't he make...
He didn't pull that out of his ass. He, like, has that on his belt.
No, I thought he just made it.
No, I don't think so.
That.
I mean, it might be magical, but it's not...
Make a magical long-range weapon. God. I'm writing my own fantasy, and it's going to make a lot of sense.
That's happening in Middle China Earth right now. They're making gunpowder and stuff.
No, they do make gunpowder.
Oh my god, they have fireworks in this universe.
Yes, and they learned gunpowder for weapons in the next film.
They do. They make the cannons and the berserker things, which is Saruman's like fireworks my ass.
But yes, Gandalf falls into the pit and he says, "Run!" He says, "Run, you fools!" In the
Fly,
movie.
you fools.
He says that in the book, but I thought he says, "Run."
No,
you
he says, "Fly, you fools."
He says, "Fly, you fools."
It's been memed to shit.
Fly, you fools.
Yes. Okay. I thought it was like one of those things
No,
where
he
like the
said
movie
fly.
version changed it a little bit.
No. They do that, but mostly it's verbatim.
Yeah. And then there's the sad Gandalf music that makes you very, very sad. And Zack Snyder, he used that music to trick you into thinking Man of Steel was going to be good because he put it in his trailer.
What an
Thanks.
asshole.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, everyone's all sad, and Aragorn's like, "Get the fuck up! We gotta go."
Frodo's just walking.
even Boromir or Sean Bean's just like, "Are you gonna let them, have a moment of peace?" He's like, "Get the fuck up! The Dark Lord is on our tail.
We're gonna die if we stay here. Get out of here." And they head into the woods, and they meet the elves of the
Lothlórien.
Yes. Dwarves and elves hate each other, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It hasn't been explored too much yet in the movie. The book explores it.
Well, Legolas and Gimli are at odds.
Yeah, but we don't know to the extent. Like in the book, at this part, they're blindfolding Gimli because they don't trust him. They don't do it in the movie. In the book, they're like, "All right, you couldn't come in. We don't want this fucking guy." The elves are kind of dicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they actually refuse them passage at first, and Aragorn's like, "Come on!"
Yeah, Haldur's there, and he's like the messenger guy for Lothlórien, or what is it? The Caragaldon. It was the city of Lothlórien.
Yes.
And he's like, "You motherfuckers can't come in here. Like, you can't bring this ring shit in here. They already know you're coming. Get out of here."
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, by the way, there's a ton of orcs around. Have you guys notice them? What's that all about? Weird.
Cave troll."
Oh, yeah, because I think we might have skipped over it. The Uruk-hai have been taken out of the ground. What did you want to say about that?
Yeah, so that doesn't happen in the books.
In the first book, it definitely doesn't happen.
Yeah. So where they got that whole idea of birthing them from the earth apparently is in the Silmarillion.
Okay.
I thought it was Ernest Scared Stupid when the trolls come out of the ground with that gross sack and they pop out.
So were they just buried there a long time ago, or are they?
No, they're not there at all. This doesn't actually happen.
How do
they just did that to kind of be, Peter Jackson just did it.
How do they procreate? Do they
I think I know he recruited some from like a mountain nearby too.
Oh,
if I remember correctly.
But I mean, in the movie, how do they get in the ground? I just
they just happen to be.
I assume they've been buried there.
No, I think it's some kind of weird alchemical thing too. Like there's some alchemy going on where Saruman's like, I took a little bit, a dash of this and a dash of that, and I did medieval alchemy, and then I put your seed into the ground and grew you.
I think that's what they did.
It's kind of cool.
I think that's what they did. Yeah.
I like that.
I thought it was either that or I thought they're a leftover army that's been buried to.
I'm into that too, like the Golden Army, like Hellboy.
Yes,
kind of
something like that. We don't ever see any orc women, or do we? I think we already said that.
I don't. If we do, it's not shown that they're ladies.
Or they just
they don't give them big old orc titties.
No, they all have the same kind of voice.
Remember the new Predator game gave the Predator.
Oh, I remember.
So me and Johanna don't like Lady Predator because the Predators are reptilian, so why would they have breasts?
Yeah.
Also, you don't know the gender of the Predator. If you want the Predator to be a female, it can be. So now it's just no, they have to look like a woman to be a woman. It's like, well,
gotta have titties.
Spoilers. They're a space alien. They can look like anything.
Girl, you gotta have the titties.
I don't know what you're talking about. Both of those Predators in 1 and 2 are both female.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Stan Winston confirmed it. No, he didn't.
Yes, I believe they are. They see a bunch of tough men and just want to ruin their day. Sounds like a woman to me.
As they should.
Fuck you.
Actually, that adds a whole different dynamic to those movies.
Kind of good, though.
I'm into it.
The Predator's like, those guys are having a good time. I need to make this about me.
I need my trophies.
Oh my god.
Where are we at here? Okay, so they allow them passage. Galadriel reads Frodo's mind.
Yeah, are we talking about Cate Blanchett? Okay, we're doing that? Yeah. Please.
Too into her in this
Oh my
one.
God, I love Cate Blanchett.
Anything she's
as
she's a beautiful looking woman.
Yeah.
Just in this movie, I'm not really doing it for me.
Especially when she does the dark transformation. I was like, ooh.
If I was Two-Face, I would have Galadriel on this side and Hela on the other, and they'd make me dinner and shit. I'm into that. Read me bedtime stories.
When that meme there was that meme when the Thor Ragnarok was coming out. It's like you look when she listens to Cradle of Filth once, and it's like Galadriel.
I love the meme where it's her and Taika Waititi standing there, and she's showing him the thing. And it's like me showing my wife Godzilla toys, and she's just got this face on, yeah, get the fuck out of here. That's me and my wife in real life.
But yeah, she's reading his mind as the conversation's going on, so it's like Dick Halloran in The Shining. It's basically The Shining.
Well, she's she's a super powerful elf.
Yeah.
And she also has part of the Cimmeril light from one of the Cimmerils in her little mirror pool, which she actually gives to Frodo. So that fucking little jar has some of the ancient power of the Cimmeril in it.
Light from their star.
Yeah.
Which is a gaseous, fiery
Well,
thing.
it's called the Evening Star, but it's a Cimmeril.
Do they go to space?
No.
Oh my god. Tony.
Gandalf goes to space.
It's a figure of speech.
Gandalf goes to space in the next one. When he gets resurrected, they show space.
He's on platform 5 3/4 or whatever.
You knocked over Sting!
Is it glowing blue now?
Yeah, there's an orc coming.
Let me see here.
Is it 5 3/4? I fucked it up.
I don't remember.
Platform 5 3/4? Harry Potter? 9 3/4. That's how big the cock ring is.
So, Boromir tells Aragorn that his dad's an asshole and he has daddy issues.
He does.
Huh?
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. We
Big
find
time.
out more about those issues when we meet Denethor.
Denethor.
Sorry. Frodo looks into Galadriel's mirror and he sees a part of the book that will not be adapted into this film trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He sees the Shire being completely like burnt down. And Sam is like a hostage or like a slave. They become slaves or something. It's like, that might happen, Frodo.
I think it could totally happen. It should have happened, and it does happen, but not in the movies.
Yeah, the way the movie, it's just like, you feel like that movie's like done, and another battle I feel like would have been way too much.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I like that this is a little reference, and now it's reframed where it's like, well, they stopped it.
Yeah.
It works.
Kind of, yeah.
They're like, hey, we know this is supposed to happen, so here's a little nod to it, but we're going to stop it. But yeah, he tries to give her the ring, and she almost considers it. She passed the test. So what is it?
She needs a Snickers is what she needs.
Yeah.
Also, that's a joke my wife made. I can't take credit for that.
Nor should you.
I'm not gonna.
So
I cited my references.
So I guess maybe she was like, oh, maybe the ring won't work on me. And that was like the test. And she's like, oh, I turned into a Dark Lord just by thinking about it. I gotta go.
She's like, I'm beautiful and bitching, and I'm gonna crush everyone. The Dark Queen.
Yeah, that part. That's another part where the theater woke up. They're like, oh, we weren't expecting that.
She yelled at us.
But yeah, she warns him about Boromir. She's like, yo, better watch out for him. Saruman, we cut back to Saruman. He tells the Uruk-hai that they were once elves who were manipulated, or
which I believe is true to the orcs' origin, where they were elves and they were manipulated by some other servant of Morgoth.
Yes. And they all get the white
hand of Saruman.
White hand of Saruman.
They're acting like it's burning and shit. They're like putting it on. I'm like, it's just face paint. Calm the fuck down.
They're
elves,
into it.
Yeah, the elves give the Fellowship a bunch of useful gifts.
They do. Lambus bread. I ate 4 of them, Tony.
Yeah. They're like, here's some bread, keep you hungry, keep you satisfied. Here's some cloth. Here's some fancy leaf connector thing, and you get a rope, and you get some daggers. And then Gimli asks for locks of her hair.
Gives him 3.
Yeah.
Does he sniff those at night, you think?
I think so. I like how he's racist until he gets a boner.
Yeah, what is that about? Hey, okay, so you could argue that in The Hobbit, when they're like, oh, the elf woman likes the dwarf guy, but now the dwarf likes the hot elf chick, like, is that justified now, or no? No, it's not, because you know what? That fucking character isn't in that book, or any of the
because Peter
appendices, yeah.
I'm surprised when Boromir was talking about his daddy issues, Peter Jackson wasn't like, this character should be a woman. I'm surprised he didn't do it, because he loves replacing men. Right, Johanna?
No, Tony, you know what he did? He made one of the most badass characters that kills the Witch King of Ingmar, okay? So what do you think about that? And not Ingmar Bergen, Ingmar.
Wait, she's from the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't make Peter Jackson didn't make her.
No, I'm just saying. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Well, I think what you meant to say is she is the best thing.
Yes,
and,
that's what I meant to say.
Girls get shit done.
You know what's funny? I dated a girl who was really into Lord of the Rings. She hated that character.
Why?
I don't know.
Why does she hate women?
I don't know. No, didn't hate women. She
hates women.
She specifically hated that character for some reason.
How do you hate Eowyn?
I guess because she was into the Arwen love story.
But they weren't even like a thing. She wasn't even there as an actual potential love interest for Aragorn.
No, she was.
Not really. It was more she's like, oh, I'm into it. But he's like, no.
Yeah, but I think she believed in their love, and that she saw her as a homewrecker.
He's already has his forbidden love, okay?
Yeah.
He can go live his fairy tale bullshit while she takes care of business, Tone.
Yeah. What does he do?
She ends up
he falls off a fucking cliff with a wog.
She ends up with Faramir. I guess. It's not really clear in the movie. They have one scene that got cut, and then they're just hanging out.
I swear I'm pretty good. I'm just like my brother. I'm almost better than my brother, really. My father hates me.
My brother actually said he didn't like you.
Want to watch my father burn together with my brother's corpse?
I love the statues. They row past, and I like how the one looks like it's sneaking at them, but it's actually a hole and birds fly out.
Oh yeah, it's also one of them is Isildur.
One of them is? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought
because Aragorn's like, there's my kin being fucking sick. I'm gonna be a king one day.
Yeah, those statues are really big. Like, no one was like, why are we building these? No one ever fucking comes here.
I don't, the gates of Argonath, and I'm not exactly sure what purpose they serve rather than just to get into, I forget what the lake is called that they go into.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't remember.
Or maybe that's the way to, the way towards Rohan or Gondor?
Well, they're going toward Mordor.
I know, but isn't it like close by?
I think so, yeah.
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 They have to go through or next to.
Because they only end up in Rohan because they were tracking something. Anyway, back to this movie.
Yeah, sorry.
Also, Gollum is still following them.
In their ship.
You sure?
Yes. Yes. But the next day, Boromir catches Frodo alone. And he's like, I'm just collecting wood. Not doing anything else. You still got that ring?
I'm gonna bash your brains in with this stick.
I'll fucking kill you. Yes, he tries to kill Frodo and take the ring, but Frodo puts the ring on to get away from him. And I do like when the ring's like out of range. Boromir was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, he has a breakdown. I thought that was great.
Like, I fucked up. Yeah. Like, it's like you feel bad for him. It's like, man, this thing's like really messing with his head. And of course, Frodo sees the eye again. And I can't understand what Sauron's saying in this, but he's like, what's up, buddy? In the book, it yells at him to take it off.
That's mine.
Yeah, in the book, I think it says like, take it off. But he might be like,
he's talking about his cloak and his tunic, dude.
Yeah, he might.
Not the ring. I could see you now real well.
I think looking back, he's like, take it. He might be saying, take it off so the orcs know where the fuck you are. So they can bring you to me.
Oh, yeah. Because they're not the wraiths, so they can't. They can't
say wraiths are still trying themselves off from being killed by the river.
Oh, they're fucking taking tea time. They're having 11s, dude. Yeah, it's just screaming at each other. Eating dry fucking chicken at Tony's house.
So yeah, Aragorn, he shows up and he's just like, come on, Frodo, we gotta like get together. And he's just like, no, it's too much temptation. You're probably gonna take it from me. And Aragorn's like, you're probably right.
You should
go off on your own.
But then when he closes his hand, he's just like, I would have followed you to the end. And I'm just like,
I would have gone with you to the end.
He probably he recognizes like, nope, this will probably have a hold over me. So it was much like me in that hotel room with all the people on cocaine.
Cocaine would have had a hold over you.
They were holding out the cocaine in their hand, and you close it. And put it next to it. I'd follow you to the end. Go on.
That guy who's coked out of his mind just groped my balls. I don't know if I don't want to even be in a. I don't want to go through the steps that lead up to that. I'm just gonna goodbye, and I distance myself. I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Maybe he's grabbing somebody else's
Maybe he's
dick.
watching.
Consensually, I hope. I hope he learned what consent was, because I
don't think so. I think it might have got him in trouble big time.
I mean, I excused it, but I did not consent.
Oh my lord.
We didn't mention any of the songs, and I don't have a problem with them. You guys don't have a problem with them, right?
Yeah, they cut out.
They have the one Aragorn one or whatever. And
he sings. They sing in the pub. There are songs in this, but you're right. These books, even The Hobbit, like they stop for a while for like just longs. The Hobbits sing about everything.
I like it though because it harkens back to like other cultures that like that's how they tell their history.
Yeah,
I know we have written stuff here like in this universe, but that's how they keep.
But
the
I mean,
going.
like I don't think we needed the Frodo's taking a bath song.
No,
that is a song, or the song he makes about the man in the moon.
Well, that's to like distract people in the pub.
To distract people at the
pub.
But
we're talking about we're taking a bath and scrubbing off mud and we're all naked together.
Or Tom Bombadil. It's like, oh, what's my name? Oh, yes, it's Tom. Tom is my name.
I'm gonna watch you take a bath.
And my God, I don't know. My boots are yellow. It's like, what the fuck are you?
I picked the lilies for my wife or something. Fatty lumpkins.
I think my wife is brain dead. She's kind of out of it, and I don't know who would constantly put up with my bullshit. And she's like, whatever.
There's someone for everyone.
I guess so.
You'll find them one day, Tony.
Maybe he's got a spell on that part of the land.
That's
and
what
she's
I'm
part
gonna
of
do.
it.
I am a single man now. Maybe I'll put on some yellow boots and
Starts
a blue
fucking
jacket.
singing, dude.
I'm gonna go through the woods and just sing Tony, Tony.
Tony from Hack the Movie. And then you'll find a beautiful elven
There'll be a
bride.
woman at the river being like, you're just what I asked
Whoa.
for.
He's gonna trip and fall, smack his head in the water, die, drown.
He finds the fucking cock ring in the creek.
Famous YouTuber who's dressed like a fucking dwarf or something.
You're
Dressed like Tom Bombadil.
He dressed like a wizard and was found dead in the water.
You have the wig and the beard on.
For some reason, his pants are around his ankles. Who knows?
And then you have to take over the show. It's Johanna's Bane. That'll be your thing.
Share the load.
I think that was a quote from Lord of the G-String.
Oh man, what did she like have it like in her hand and was like, come over here, you.
No,
share it.
Lord of the G-Strings was a softcore Cinemax one, so there were no loads.
I can't.
There were no loads.
None that you saw.
Anyway.
There might be other parodies.
Off screen.
There might be other parodies.
So the orcs are there.
And they
Yeah,
have
the orcs show
awesome
up.
fight.
Yeah, there is an awesome fight.
Boromir's blowing on the horn of Gondor.
Yes.
That's why that's well,
so there's that.
That's why I thought they were close, because he's blowing this fucking horn like, help me.
So there's like the main Uruk.
Lurtz.
Sure.
That's his name.
Yeah, that's his name.
And they made like action figures of him and stuff, and he's kind of the Darth Maul of this movie. Where you're like, oh wow, this is like the silent but deadly bad guy, and they're hyping him up, and he's gonna do some cool. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other Uruk-hai that look just like him, so it's like, man, it's fine.
But they made it seem like he was the big deal.
Sure, but like if you
Not
had
just like they were the big deal, like him specifically.
But if you had an army of
Boromir.
If you had an army of Darth Mauls and you killed one of them, you could just bring another one in the sequel.
Yeah.
You know, which they.
I mean, it's not as bad as Darth Maul.
No.
Where they're just like, this is the most important, and he's dead, except maybe not.
One of the most powerful Sith Lords ever.
Yeah.
See ya. Anyway.
And now he's a spider. And now he gets cut in half again, but a different way. Darth Maul is dead now. Go see him in Solo for no reason. He literally has no reason to be in that movie.
No.
And like, even in their continuity, it doesn't make sense for him to be there.
That
like,
movie
at
shouldn't have been
point in time.
made, but that's a conversation for a different time.
That's a whole other thing. I reviewed that on Cinemassacre.
Boromir gets it fucking.
Boromir gets killed by the main Uruk.
Man,
those fat ass arrows though. Holy shit.
They're like dowels, like this, like in his chest.
But I like when Aragorn is fighting him, he deflects the dagger, which apparently he just did.
Yeah. So that could have killed him.
Oh.
So this is, I sort of got every single one of these movies is like, how can we kill Vigo today?
Oh,
I'm not even kidding.
Usually it's Sean's problem.
So, yeah, they actually threw that and they didn't mean to throw the actual dagger.
Yeah.
But he ended up just deflecting it because he's a badass.
And I love that that is a mechanic in the Shadow of Mordor games. Like when your health drains.
Oh yeah, it's like
you get like one chance to revive it, and it's like the character's throwing. It's like a quick time event, and if you hit it just right, you deflect the thing and you get a little bit of power. And I'm like, I love that they just turned that into a game mechanic.
They had to really milk that because they were like, we only killed this guy.
This shot is awesome.
It's also really cool. But there's like decapitations, stabbing fucking Uruk-hai and smashing their faces
because
into
their
shit.
blood is like black and they're so like covered up, like they could show them like getting lopped off.
It's just so cool.
I mean, it's cooler than just having a
Cutaway?
old robot army that you just cut through like butter for 3 films. Star Wars.
It also loses its luster when you like dismember it completely.
Yeah.
Lurtz gets his fucking arm cut off.
Yes. I do like when he gets stabbed and he just pulls
and he
his
pulls
like,
and then he decapitates. Oh, man, it's so good.
So he comforts.
That's basically what he does. Oh, come here, you give me a kiss.
He comforts Boromir in his dying moments, and Boromir's like, "You got to be king, dude."
My captain. My king.
Like now that I'm dying and I'm
my
no longer,
king.
he's like no longer being tempted. You got to do that, and then Aragorn kisses him.
My bro. You know what, Tony? It's okay. It's okay.
Are you gonna kiss me if I
Two
get
bros.
If I saw you dead on the ground, I don't know if I'd kiss you there because they'd be like, "Did you kill Tony from Hack the Movie?" I'm like,
well,
no.
not dead. If I'm dying.
On the forehead,
like,
yeah,
Joe,
sure.
I just got shot with arrows.
Yeah. If you were like my brother, my captain, my king.
Yeah.
My movie reviewing
If I said that
guy,
to you, I'm like, my brother, my captain, my podcaster.
Yeah. I'd kiss you on the forehead, sure. Not on the mouth. I'd be like, rest easy, Tony from Hack the Movies.
I'd kiss you on the mouth.
And then I go,
I'd kiss you
and
on
then I close your eyes.
Joe, I would kiss you on the mouth, but it'd be the Godfather 2 equivalent.
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
Like, I'm like, I know you betrayed me.
So it's the big kiss goodbye.
Oh my God.
No tongue.
You're going to go fishing with this guy, Joe. Oh, no. Yeah, Frodo goes to leave on his own. And I like the whole thing where he's like, I'm going on my own. And Sam's like, of course you are. And I'm coming with you. And then Sam almost drowns like an asshole.
Do you know Sam, what's Sam's actor's name again?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
You know he sliced the shit out of his foot in this scene?
Really?
Yeah, he had to get like a tetanus shot.
Oh,
and stuff,
really?
Whatever. Like he sliced like I swear to God, literally like everybody in these movies like either got severely injured or almost died.
Well, there's that famous scene in the second one
Yes,
where
I know.
Aragorn
That's
screams.
That's why I said
Yeah.
everybody's trying to kill Vigo.
So yeah, Sam ends up going with Frodo. Reluctantly, Frodo's like, okay.
I guess. Take care of me,
Yes,
Sam.
and now the fellowship is split. Frodo and Sam are adventuring toward Mordor, even though they don't
Merry
really
and
know where to
Pippin
go.
that we skipped over got kidnapped by the orcs.
They were so
because that's when Boromir was like fighting everybody.
we forgot to mention the orcs were told not to kill the halflings.
Right.
Find the halfling.
Yeah, so they are taken prisoner, and then the rest of them are like, well, we're gonna go find them. We can't go with Frodo because we might be tempted. Let's go.
Sure.
Save those guys. And then it ends.
We can't let them be tortured in Barad-dûr.
Yes. And then it ends, and it's a really, really good movie. It's a good setup to a trilogy. And this is probably one of the the best modern trilogy, right?
I think this is one of the best fantasy epics ever.
Yeah.
Like ever.
But I'm thinking of film trilogy. How
Yeah.
many great film trilogies are there? Like, we love the Star Wars trilogy.
Alien, of course.
Alien, of course.
Yes.
No, as much as I like Alien 3, as a beginning, middle, end, that one doesn't really work as a trilogy.
I think The Matrix is fine. I haven't revisited those in a while.
The story's good. We talked about this in the Matrix episode.
Yeah.
I like the story in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But the way they present and tell the story
It's not good. The execution's bad. I haven't seen him in a while.
Because the talking scenes are so slow and the action scenes are so cartoony. That's
Yeah.
what I like about this. It's got a nice blend.
Yeah.
It's not like, here's the slow talking scene, now here's the over-the-top action
Yeah.
scene.
This is also, I think they work so well is because they were like, okay, there's 2 things here why these work so well. One, they were all shot at the same time.
Yeah.
It was one big story that was adapted and they just broke it up into 3 films.
Yeah.
2, Tolkien is so adamant about describing every little fucking detail.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to subtract than it is to add
Yeah.
to any of this. So even though we're fucking going in the movie, it still takes its time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it still captures the magic
There's some
of
great
the book.
world building, the
Yeah.
New Zealand stuff, all
Excellent,
the locations.
excellent stuff.
It makes you feel like it is a
It's
real
a real place, yeah. And that's what I guess that's what it captures the essence of what Tolkien did in the books, which is create an
Yeah.
entire universe.
Yeah, and I think it adapts well. I know
Everybody
people.
steals from.
Yeah.
I know people have issues with Gimli. He's a little bit more comical. Not so much in this one and the next 2.
That's okay with me.
But that's fine. It doesn't have to be exactly.
I could take it or leave it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good. I haven't just read Fellowship of the Ring, and then I'm sure we'll come back and do the other ones.
We can do the 20th anniversary of the Two Towers.
We will.
Oh.
We will.
Dun-dun-dun. I want to talk about Helm's Deep, if you'll have me.
That's the
Well, I'll think about it.
whoa,
Okay.
That is the best dark fight scene ever created.
It's amazing.
But yeah, I wish more movies were like this, especially things that tried to be like trilogies and series. Yeah, I'm thinking trilogy. Oh, perfect trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy.
If you say so.
Solid beginning, great middle, and then the end. And I think we know why, because I'm in it.
It's the only reason it's watchable is because you're in it for that microsecond. And the rest of the
It's the
movie is
perfect
garbage.
trilogy. It's the perfect trilogy.
I don't know, I have an actual picture of me there on set.
Oh, someone, yeah, fuck
So,
you. Someone
I don't
green
know about
screened you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that
Star
is-
Wars is the only other one that I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah.
The original, 4, 5, and 6.
This is definitely better than the Hobbit trilogy.
Of course.
Yeah, that is it from us. We love Lord of the Rings. I hope you enjoyed reliving Lord of the Rings with us fans 20 years later.
20 years later.
Joe, where can we find you other than just in this store right now?
You can find me at moviedumpsterpodcast.com, where I do a show with my buddies Sean and Connor called Movie Dumpster.
Yes.
And it's a movie review podcast, much like this show.
Yes. And of course, on Instagram, that's Movie Dumpster with 2 eyes, and they're giving away prizes in your DMs. And by the way, that DM you sent was a little like I didn't read my message. You said please respond like 15 times.
Do not follow Movie Dumpster with 2 eyes and block them and report them. That is not us.
That is crazy.
I know.
That's never even happened to us.
Instagram won't let me shut them down. We've reported them like 5 or 6 times, and they're like, sorry, they're not posting like nasty stuff, so fuck you.
It's like imitation.
They won't. We're not recognized as a business, and we're not recognized as a personality because we're not cool enough.
So register an LLC and be like, look, bitch.
Already done.
Oh, wow.
Follow.
We have to take
Facebook sucks.
we have to take like loss, like a class action against them, like a copyright trademark thing to get it taken down.
Yes.
It won't just be like, hey, Instagram, can you fucking fix this? And they're like, nah.
Yeah, you need some paperwork, which then they'll probably get scared and change it. And
it sucks.
So yeah, remember that's Movie Dumpster with 2 eyes. They're giving away.
Son of a
Follow
bitch.
that on. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Follow the real Movie Dumpster.
Yes, please.
It'll be in the description. Unless I forget to put it in. Remind me if I don't put it in.
Moviedumpsterpodcast.com.
Yes, that is your hub toward
That is the
everything.
hub. You get the Patreon. You get.
You made sure you have that URL renewed. You're not going to do what I did with Mummy Cop and forget to renew it.
No, it's all good.
I think Mummy Cop now just goes to like a buy this website page. But for a brief time, mummycop.com, depending on what day it was, took you to either a gambling site or a Korean porn site. Because I remember
that's a pretty good 50-50.
Because I remember my main actress from Mummy Cop like a year ago. She's like, "Hey, did you lose mummycop.com?" And I'm like, "Is it Korean porn?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot to redo the
Who would type in Mummy Cop looking for that? I love it.
Yeah, whoever bought it didn't keep it long because now I look up mummycop.com. Let me know what it is. It's definitely not Mummy Cop anymore.
But first, go to moviedumpsterpodcast.com. Like, subscribe, follow us on all the social medias at Movie Dumpster. We got Patreon, we got a store, we got all kinds of good stuff. So check us out.
Yes.
Give us a listen and see if you dig it.
Yes. And check out Joe's other episodes.
Yeah,
we did Dracula.
We got Dracula. We got Frankenstein. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yes, and
Frankenstein
we did
Unbound.
Master of Disguise, which is still one of the biggest episodes of the year. Probably should have been more episodes, but that's on me. My bad.
That's okay.
And then follow Johanna, like to her house. I will link her address.
Oh, no.
And you feel like contacting Johanna, I will put her phone number. Jessica, put Johanna's phone number right
You
here.
can come hang out with me and my cat.
Hang out with her and her cat.
That sounds like fun. Can we watch Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Feel free to slide into her DMs and ask for cleavage pics.
Stop!
Did you get back to that guy?
No!
$50.
Deep.
By the way, $50 for cleavage, no nips. You're just throwing money away. I would jump on that in a heartbeat.
Just send them somebody else.
I could, because they literally asked, they're like, oh, if I could have it with like, without your tattoos showing and like no face or whatever, I could literally send anybody's titties. Like,
well, now the jig is up. They're gonna watch this.
I don't want his $50 in Bitcoin anyway.
It's like
I'm kidding with
that
you.
was so funny. They said PayPal and then they correct. They're like, or Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Keep your fake currency.
Fuck you. Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy all the crypto.
Ask Tony for cleavage pics. He'll send them to you.
Yeah.
For 50
He has deeper
Bitcoins.
cleavage than me. It's fine. He has more sweater meat heat.
And that is it.
That's another comment that was towards me.
Oh, that's
They're like,
fucked
oh,
up.
I didn't realize Johanna was packing such sweater meat heat. And I'm like, oh my God, I wear a tank top for one day.
Absolutely objectified. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Let me have
People thought I forced Mint to wear that like halter top.
Crop top?
Yeah, they think I'm like, no, she just wears those. She's really proud of things.
I mean, so what? You can wear whatever you want.
I'm MGTOW now. Anyway, that is it from us.
I'm done.
Like, share, and subscribe. Join our Patreon. Yell at Peter Jackson for getting rid of Glordor.
All right.
Whatever his name is.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.